got head last night and I didn't.
You could have what?
Got head last night.
Did you?
Go ahead. What were you saying?
I was gonna ask you if you hit record yet,
Oh.
but you did, and that's how we started.
No, I
He
didn't.
did that on purpose.
Hey, yo, what the fuck? Yeah, there's a clip from last week where we were talking about how we would just be in your room prior to getting ready for nights. And I remember I looked in the eyes and I was like, I have so many memories of you getting dressed in your room. But I meant it in a
loving way.
we were all there. We were all that was, I have good memories. But
there was 6 people in my room.
Yeah, it wasn't just me watching you get dressed.
I don't remember that.
And in the face you made, you were like, what? So that's the perfect ayo, what the fuck button.
Out of all your boys, whose dick have you guys seen the most?
Everybody's except Mikhail's.
I don't even think I've seen anybody's dick. So
Really? How is Mikhail's
I've seen a lot of
how
ass.
is he are you just that modest, or you're not swinging your dick around like everybody else? What's happening that nobody's seen your dick?
Where our dicks came out. Mikhail's never.
Mikhail doesn't fuck around.
I only remember I was taking a piss in a bathroom stall, and next thing you know, I look up and his eyes and his hands are creeped up above the top.
Oh my god!
I don't remember where we were or what we were doing, but that's the only time I remember.
You've never seen Andreas's dick?
Balls, yeah.
I've heard stories about.
Okay, you've never seen his?
No, I actually haven't.
Okay.
No. Why is that so hard to
what
believe?
But what about Ricky? You guys fucking narrowed his asshole. You didn't see anything?
It wasn't asshole.
He was laying.
Hold on, there was
down.
fingers in
finger baby cakes.
That was one person.
You guys are disgusting.
None of that had to do. He was laying face down.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have balls or a dick, so I don't understand. I thought it was something that kind of
not fat.
You
boy,
don't
not fat
lay
boy
on
balls.
it.
Fat boy balls.
Oh.
Wow, I can't believe this is our intro. Okay. All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to our show. This is tentative episode 3.
We'll see how we go after this.
Yeah, of the
you don't say that.
podcast. Welcome back, everybody. You got me, Mikhail. I'm going to be producing and co-hosting with Lindsay today. And in front, I have...
My name is Lindsay. I thought you were going to
yourself.
introduce me.
No, I'm not going to introduce everybody.
Okay, well, my name is Lindsay. And then
Lay 'em up.
this awesome guy to my...
She wanted to say something else.
This motherfucker. No, just kidding. This guy right here. That's Sal.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. My name's Sal.
There you go.
And in front of me is...
I'm just a chill guy, dude. Just a chill guy.
Just fun guy.
Just a fun guy.
Chill, fun guy.
Just a chill guy named Adrian.
All right. Adrian.
Where'd you get that
Chill
sweater?
Guy's actually a up-and-coming Bitcoin or cryptocurrency.
Probably.
Have you heard of it?
No, but I believe it.
It's like
every,
taking off.
Every meme is a Bitcoin now.
It's called Chill Guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did you hear about the Hawk Tool girl?
I was about to ask about that.
What about
Do
her?
you guys know
She in
about
trouble.
that? Yeah.
What happened?
what's-
No.
She put
what's
out
her-
Hawk coin and fucking sold it right away.
She
She was an idiot. She should have never sold it.
she what?
She put out her own crypto, her own altcoin called it Hawk Tool coin or something like that. Generated 500 million, something like that, right? And then sold it all.
But I thought she was getting in trouble. I thought there
She
was
is getting
something
in
else on the
trouble.
back end. Yeah,
Because she created the coin, generated a bunch of money from people, and then sold all of her shares
What an idiot.
to keep all the money. You can't do that.
So
Yeah.
did people just flood the coin with money or something?
Yeah,
And-
people were buying it, and then when she obviously owned a majority of it, sold it all when it was at the highest. Coin has no value anymore, and everybody that invested into it is just assed out. But you can't do that; it's illegal.
Yeah, it's illegal, right? Yeah, I heard that she has to get lawyers and stuff.
Yeah,
Well-
she's it's over for her.
Hey, just because you can give good head doesn't mean you're right in that head.
That's
5 minutes of 5 minutes of fame ended for her.
That's wrong. She can do no wrong in our eyes.
Excuse me? You're married.
That's true.
You're getting Hawktua from nobody.
Hey, you're not wrong. All right. With that note, I'll go around the table, ask everybody how their week's been. We'll try to limit it to just a couple minutes, keep it brief. And I will have you go first, my co-host.
Wonderful.
Yeah, go ahead.
It was a very long week after the holiday.
Yeah, why? What
I
happened?
second that.
Just getting back into the swing of things, after a holiday, after the kids are out of school, and just, in general, wanting to just be lazy. And
You did Thanksgiving pretty much all by yourself.
yeah, I cooked
So
a
shout out to
26-pound turkey, and that shit was
26?
fire. 26 pounds.
Yeah. She killed it.
It's a big bird.
Yeah, it was really good. Like, it was juicy, like it wasn't dry. It was cooked to perfection. The skin was crispy.
Sounds like baby cakes.
Did you brine it?
No, instead of butter, I use ghee. And
What is ghee?
ghee is clarified butter. So they essentially take out all the fats in the butter. So it's really just the flavor of the butter. And it has a higher smoke point. So I put ghee with the herbs. I chopped up all the herbs, and I then strained the herbs and put the ghee underneath the skin of the turkey and all around on the outside. And yep, that was my turkey. I also made macaroni and cheese and mashed potatoes and broccoli casserole instead of green bean casserole.
Do you guys like that green bean casserole stuff?
I do.
Yeah, but I've had broccoli casserole before, and it was fire. Not hers, but in the past, it's amazing.
It was a good move.
No, I don't. Switch. I'm not a big fan of green bean casserole, so I made broccoli casserole instead. It was fire. And yeah, I was definitely had the itis, was definitely sleeping on the couch at 7:30.
Yeah.
On Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well earned.
And yeah, it was good. But I mean, yeah, so this past week has just been ordered new glasses. Very excited about that.
Adult stuff.
Yeah, adulting, you know, ready to read without hurting my eyes. And yeah, that's my week. Not too much going on.
Awesome.
You still have Thanksgiving food left over?
No, I actually just threw it all out today. It was a week and a half over. Yeah.
I had turkey sandwiches all week.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good.
It was pretty good.
The best.
It was pretty good.
That's the best.
Yeah, I wasn't mad about it.
I also made turkey pot pie, turkey noodle soup, and turkey tostadas. So
Turkey
for dinner.
pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I would have made more. Maybe I could have made some like turkey tamales or something next year.
Have you ever made tamales?
No, but I'm sure I could learn.
Yeah. I've never made it. I've always wanted to do it, like do the whole like thing, but
yeah,
never done it.
Yeah.
It takes you need a lot of people to do it, don't you? There's like a person for each thing. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe we can, as a group, make some tamales.
Wait, is that because we're Mexican?
Coming from the white woman?
No, for the
white
show,
woman
you
over here
nerd.
wants-
I'm not
yeah, of
like,
course.
You're the whitest Mexican I've ever met in my life. You're not
But I'm still
Mexican.
Mexican.
It's inherent.
No,
It's inherent to us.
I swear you're not. Like,
I open up
I'm not. We're
tamales on Christmas Day every year.
Do you?
Yeah, that's a Christmas present.
I'm gonna bring some for Big Bear.
Yeah, Daniela said that she's gonna make pozole for New Year's or for Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And then for Christmas Day, I'm gonna cook whatever I decide to cook.
Nice.
So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If anybody has suggestions, or let me know.
Ham.
You want a ham?
I mean, whatever you cook.
Ham sounds bomb.
Ham is easy.
Throw ham in there.
Ham is easy.
Oh, it's amazing.
But I got everybody pajamas. So
Me too.
yeah,
Are they gonna fit?
they should. They're extra large.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah, they should fit you.
No, they will. Yeah.
No, I didn't get you large like you said that one time.
Bigger than a large right now.
No, but I got
thicker than a Snicker right now.
They're matching pajamas. It's like the matching set, like the
We're
top
all
and
gonna
the
be
bottom.
matching?
No, you have your own color.
Okay, good.
Daniela and Eddie's family has their color.
Wait, what's his
and
color?
then his is just black and white.
I was don't say pink.
No, I wouldn't do that to you.
Okay.
Come
I
on.
would have worn them still, but
We're friends,
God
man.
dang it.
Right?
What about your week? How'd your week go?
I can't
my
believe
week's been
Rick's
fine.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This week was rough with Rick leaving. It
I bet.
fucking sucked.
I bet.
Aside from that,
Where'd they move?
Arizona.
That's not too far though. Like,
Yeah, but it's
Five
not.
and a half
yeah,
hours?
I mean, it's not in the same city. I understand that,
Yeah.
but it's not like he moved to fucking Pennsylvania or something.
Yeah, might as well be. No, I mean it was good. Work's been really good. Busy, but my Thanksgiving was cool. I had like 3 places to go to. Went to my grandparents in the morning. Rick's. I go to Rick's almost every year. And then my uncle's. But I did Uber. I didn't want to go to my uncle's this year because it's like I felt like and I don't want to get like dark or like, I don't know, emotional today, but like it was just weird not having my mom this year. So I was like, I don't want to go be fake, be around a bunch of people and be happy. Like I wasn't happy. So I did Uber.
The first like year without her.
Yeah. I mean, last year too, but it was different. It had just happened.
Yeah.
Like this was like the first. So
still in shock, kind of just like going through it.
Yeah. So then I just did Uber, and then I ended up doing the Uber that picked me up, or I picked them up in North Park and dropped them off like 3 minutes away from where everybody was at. So I was like, oh, that's like destined to be.
Nice.
I showed up. So then I showed up. And it was cool. Like I'm glad I went because my dad was like, kept saying like, I'm glad you came. My brothers were texting me like they wanted me to go.
Right.
But it was cool. I mean, I got over it. And then, Rick moving kind of sucked. But
no bathhouses this week.
No, I've actually didn't do Uber that much this week.
Has Uber been pretty profitable for you?
Yeah.
It's been worth it? Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Cool. Nice.
A month, I probably made like $1,500 in just 1 month
bad.
total.
Nice.
Wow.
Between Uber and Lyft.
Oh, both.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh,
So it's cool. I mean, I probably could be doing more, but I don't want to do. I want to scale back a little bit. I don't want to keep doing as much.
Yeah,
it's a lot of miles in the car.
Yeah.
Like it adds up.
It's just a lot of working. It's a lot of time working.
Yeah. So
A lot of time driving.
I
And
don't-
like
I don't
San
mind it, though,
Diego
'cause I
roads
like-
are not like crazy good.
yeah, I like driving though. Like I enjoy when I do it. I just have to like schedule myself better.
Yeah.
'Cause, like tonight, I'll probably go do it, and then I'll be up to like 3, 4.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know.
Yeah. I like driving too.
Yeah, so do I.
I didn't get my license until I was like 22.
Damn.
So
Really?
yeah.
That's crazy.
I just didn't have a car to drive, and my parents weren't like super supportive of it because they didn't want me to be like irresponsible. So probably a good idea that they didn't let me drive because it probably kept me out of trouble. But you know,
Nice.
I use my Chevrolets a whole lot.
Chevrolet.
I've never heard that before.
Shave your legs.
That was pretty.
Yeah.
That was like a dad joke.
Pretty white of you.
That was pretty white of you.
Yeah, I like it. Okay. What about you, Sal? How'd your week go?
Good. It was a long week.
Yeah.
Work is really busy right now.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving was good.
You had to work? No?
Yeah,
You
I had
were
to
off?
work.
Damn
But I
it.
had 2 Thanksgiving dinners. I had one at work, then I had one when I got off work with family.
There you go.
So I'm glad you got me an extra large. Went on a date on Friday night.
How'd it go?
It was
Horrible. No.
no,
good?
it wasn't
Was good?
horrible. It's different.
Where'd you go?
I went to Harney Sushi in Old Town.
Oh.
I've been there.
By the
Fire.
way, we got cold sake, and they asked, "Do you want a 10 ounce or the large?"
Did you get the bottle?
I didn't know how big a large was.
Yeah.
I just figured 10 ounces is not a lot.
Yeah.
So I said large. It's a full-on bottle
Got the bottle.
Yeah.
that they bring in like a little bucket to keep cold.
Oh.
And they're
Yeah.
little tiny shot glasses. So our waitress poured us a shot each.
Yeah.
We didn't even get through the neck of the bottle with one shot each.
You
And
guys
I'm
just
thinking to myself,
Kept it like that?
no, so we kept taking shots.
There you go.
We're like
There you
six.
go.
No. I had to drive. We're 6, 7 shots in.
Yeah.
I pulled a bottle out of the bucket, and there was like this much of the bottle left. The whole bottom.
You're
was
like
it.
asking tables around you, hey, would you like a
I
shot of
honestly felt like that
sake?
too.
We were donating shots because
Yeah.
it was.
It's a lot.
It would have been another 6 or 7 shots to get through that bottle,
Yeah.
and by that point,
They hit.
I wouldn't have remember driving home.
Yeah, those shots are heavy.
So yeah, so that I learned to go with a 10 ounce next time.
Yeah.
It might have been less to go with a 10 ounce each still than do the bottle, but
Maybe it was just an off day. Maybe you just
Maybe.
try it again another day.
maybe. Yeah, I knew I drank like 1 too many shots when I was driving home listening to Teddy Swims.
Oh my God.
You're all, you're all singing.
Yeah,
like
I was singing the lyrics like
sad
really loud.
songs on the ride home.
Yeah,
Like,
so I was like,
Draw!
yeah, that's literally the song I was listening to. I didn't lose control of my car, but I was thinking maybe 1 or 2 too many sake shots. But the date was good. I don't work with her.
That's great.
I know that's something.
So
that
how
Aiden-
did you
I
meet
I know
her?
that's something.
Yeah,
that
I
Aiden
was gonna
thinking.
ask. Can we ask? if
social
we're-
media?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You slid
actually-
in the DMs or?
we I slid in her DMs. We actually went to high school with her.
Oh, okay.
But we're not gonna get into any details on who this person is or anything like that.
Wait, is it she new?
Yeah, you don't know her.
Oh, okay.
Wait, how often?
I mean, you might know her because of high school, but you don't know.
Okay, we never talked about it.
after how many dates do you introduce again?
Oh, I've learned a lot. I'm gonna say like 20, because I realized that if I wait a long time to bring her around, you probably won't meet a lot of them.
True.
You know, like it.
True.
Instead of 2 or 3 dates,
That's not
hey,
fun.
this is so and so. So you could just meet somebody that you won't talk to again forever. So I'm gonna wait a while.
Waste all that time building a relationship only for you.
Bring her around Lindsay. Lindsay's like, hey, she's pretty cool, and then you still talking to someone? Nope.
Never cared for her.
Damn it. So
All right, guess I gotta block somebody else on social media.
But, it was a good first date. You know, she seems cool. She got a good job. She's no kids.
Yeah.
So we'll see. She's my age. We'll see where it goes.
That's cool.
Still early. I'm not.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, check.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not bad. That was the first date?
Yeah. First date.
Damn.
We
First
met
date.
there.
Harney's is a good first date. That's a big jump. That's cool.
I forgot what that feeling's like first date. That's pretty crazy.
I was nervous.
Yeah,
I don't get nervous a whole lot these days in my life, but I was nervous. I wore I dressed nice and I was driving there. I'm like, why am I nervous?
Yeah.
We've been talking.
What was she wearing? Was she dressed nice?
She was dressed nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Was she wearing high heels?
Match the energy.
Yeah, but not anything gaudy or
Too much.
not like tasteless.
Okay, not like a stripper.
Not patent leather boots.
No, they were like classy.
Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys care how well put together they are on like the first date, or do you guys look into little things like that when
Absolutely.
you guys? What kind of things do you pay attention to when, like, I don't know, first date, for example? What things are you looking for?
But this is also
Smell
somebody
good?
that you knew already, right? So
Kinda.
New of?
I just know that we went to high school together. I don't really remember her.
Basically,
Did you know her in
person.
high school?
This is almost 20 years ago.
No, I don't think I talked to her at all in high school.
This is almost 20 years ago.
I sent you a picture.
It's a new person.
Yeah, I sent you that photo.
Yeah.
Of the three, and you're like, I just remember the one in the middle. That's the one I remembered.
Mm-hmm.
But the one on the left is the one that I actually went on a date with, and I didn't remember her.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a, like not like a blind date because I knew what she looked like, but like a first date.
Yeah.
Not
you don't
really
know her.
knowing- Yeah,
Yeah.
First dates are nervous.
So you're asking the kind of corny questions to like
1,000%.
Yeah.
What's your
Okay.
favorite color?
No, I was like, "How was your day?
Yeah.
How's work?"
Run me through the script a little bit. What are a couple of good questions you guys like keep in the pocket, like for conversations?
Is this so? I don't know if this is weird or not, but before the date started, as I was driving there, maybe I shouldn't be doing this when I'm driving, but I reread through our conversation.
I've done that.
To make sure you
That's
don't
good.
go over
No, that's a
things
good
again?
move. That's a good move.
You know why, right?
Yeah.
So
To
if
know
there's
what
a
to talk
dry,
about.
so if there's a dry spot that comes up in the conversation, boom, I can insert something right away because
Oh, so you got a dog. What's your dog up to?
yeah, no, like she travels a lot, right? And so
Yeah.
we talked about like what were your favorite places to travel, and
There
she
you go. That's
told
a good
me
one.
Japan and Italy were like out of everywhere she's been. She just got back from China, but Japan and Italy were her favorite. So I'm like, okay, that's one that I keep in the bank, like in case the conversation dries up. Hey, so you talked about Japan and Italy, like those. Why were those your best places? But I didn't really need to do that too much because the conversation flowed pretty naturally.
That's
Nice.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But I did like my research before the date started. So if it does dry up, I don't want to be sitting here awkward. We'll talk
Do
about
we
it.
need
We'll
to
talk about it off air.
Should we
We'll talk
get-
about it off
Now I
air.
just want to know.
Should we get a
I'll
yearbook
tell you.
out?
No, I
off
know.
air.
But now I want to know.
Hangman.
Right. Is there a second date coming? Or?
Yeah, we already planned one.
Where are you going?
Did you plan it before you left the first date or?
No.
Okay.
I was a gentleman on the first date. Like I walked her to her car at the end. I opened her door for her. I parked far.
Okay.
I have this new thing with parking, especially when you go to places like Old Town or downtown San Diego. Instead of trying to find a parking spot right by the restaurant, I don't even try anymore. I literally will go blocks away and just park and then walk.
Welcome to being an adult. Or actually paying for the parking lot. Like
It's like revolutionary.
Save time.
Right.
You actually save more time.
Yeah.
Because you just find a parking right away and then walk while people are circling.
I agree.
So I parked far away, but I walked her to her car, opened up her door, and then gave her a hug, said goodbye. No kissing. Like I
don't like kissing on the first date.
I don't either. Me neither. So I was trying to keep it real respectful, right? And then walked to my car, text her a little bit later, like, hey, you make it home safely. And actually, no, she texted me. She said, since you didn't text me, I want to let you know I made it home safely. I'm like, I'm still driving.
That's dope.
But then we were texting, and then I asked her today. I'm like, hey, so what'd you think about first date? She's like, oh, I thought it went really well. What'd you think? I'm like, I thought it went really well.
Yeah.
And then saw on a second, and second date. And she's like, yeah. She's like, are you asking me or? Yeah, I'm asking you for going on a second date. She's like, yeah, I'd love to.
Awesome.
I was all right. We'll see where it goes, but it's still super early. And if I've learned anything in my 36 years of life, I'm not.
Just go with it.
Yeah. I'm not. You all know how I was before in relationships. After date number 1, I'm buying Disneyland passes. After date number 2, I'm putting them on my phone plan.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
That was a little bit of an exaggeration, but it's pretty close to that. Maybe a couple dates off. But pretty close to that. But now I'm like, no, not at all, man. Like if it doesn't work out, great.
Right.
I'm still doing me.
All organic.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah,
it was cool.
Good. Yeah.
So I had a good week.
Nice to hear.
Yeah, that's dope.
That was the highlight of my week.
Yeah, that's sick. Okay.
Aw, she was the highlight of your week.
Yeah.
Dude, don't.
Speaking of first dates, our first date anniversary. Oh no, well I guess not. Our anniversary of when we first got together is coming up on 10 years.
Wow.
Damn. 10 years?
In
Is that
February.
when the Hawk Tua happens or what? 10-year anniversary?
On our first date of the first date.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't think we have anything planned.
Come on, Lindsay. That 10-year tour. Come on.
That
10-year
Oh, believe me, there's been lots of Tuas already.
That's a shirt right there.
Yeah, that is a
Look,
good,
that's
good
a
one.
smile of a man that's had lots of Hawk Tuas.
That's a good tagline. I'm not mad about that one.
That 10-year Tua.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my week went pretty okay. Work sucks.
He's jumping right into it.
No, it's nothing. It's nothing too serious.
Rolling around on the ground.
Yeah, it's nothing too serious.
You got into a fight or something?
No.
Nah.
Installing.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
It's just after a while, you just kind of get to a point where you either end up loving something or you don't, and you just kind of go on autopilot and you just, I guess, kind of endure it, and then you just look forward to the weekend. And I think that's just kind of where I'm at right now. Like, it pays the bills and it's paying, I think, like my hobby right now. So I think it's fun, in that sense. But would I consider it like I'm passionate about it? Probably not. You know what I mean? Like,
So at best, it's a tool.
yeah. I don't think it's like it fits my personality the best and my skill set as an overall, like, I don't know, creative problem solving, just kind of obsessor, I guess, if that makes any sense, I guess.
You might have found your groove with this stuff, man.
This is fun. This is a lot of fun for me.
You have been doing a lot.
If I can ever make money off of this anywhere close to what I make now, I will 1000% make the pivot and just be a creative.
Yeah.
And I think that fits my personality. That fits my overall workflow. All I got to depend on is really like myself, and I can easily obsess about something I'm into. So
Having a creative outlet is
yeah. So right now, this is just a creative hobby. It's like someone who paints, someone who
He's
draws.
been doing great.
This is what I feel like that is for me right now. So yeah, if it ever gets there, that'd be fun.
All day, every day.
I'd love to do this.
Shout out to Miklo.
Yeah, I would love to do
Yeah.
this. Yeah. And figure out a way to just have freedom outside of a 9 to 5. I think that'd be pretty fun. So
Yeah.
until then, I'm on the grind, guys.
Until then, work sucks.
Until then, this is a hobby, This is just a passion project for fun. And hopefully, if at minimum, we enjoy our time doing it, and maybe people who watch will enjoy their time listening. So
Doing it for fun.
but with that said, I have a question to kind of propose to the table. See if there's any, how would I put it? Fuck it. I'll just propose the question. If you guys see let's say a threatening person, and you're in a crowded space, and maybe you are the most physically fit out of the group, or just physically able of the group, would you ever step in? As the only female, how would you feel on that?
I mean, I feel like there's so many factors that go into this that I'm like really unsure. Personally, like fight or flight kind of thing, I would probably flight in that situation. But again, like, is is this person like threatening children? Like, you know what I mean? Like I could put myself between like this person and a child probably, you know what I mean? But I would probably like, as opposed to directing or focusing on the person that is the issue, I would probably focus my attention on the child and getting the child out of the way.
If it was a child.
Yeah, if it was a child. Or like getting the person away from the bad person. I would focus on that person.
Right.
As, you know what I mean? And been like, hey, come with me over here. Like, let's get out of here or whatever.
Yeah.
But
all right, what about you guys? Where do you guys stand on something like that?
You can take that.
You said we're in public, right?
It's
a lot of people around.
Yeah, there's there's a crowd.
So for me, it depends on a couple different factors. Their size and stature is something that I would factor. Also, if they have weapons on them, we may not know. I may not know they have a knife or a gun until I try to contest them.
Right.
It also depends on who I'm with. Like if I'm with my family, I may not put myself at risk. I may be trying to prioritize my family and say, we need to get out of here, right? Because I don't want something to happen to them. If I'm by myself and maybe I feel comfortable with their size and their stature, I don't know about weapons, I would tell somebody to call 911 immediately. I'd also tell somebody to start recording it if I was going to interject,
right,
to have evidence. And then I would try to stop that person by physically interjecting. But that's,
it's obvious you've been trained and I have not.
It's risky.
That's how I wanted to hear you.
It's really risky
with your background. Like,
right.
I would imagine you would have a better.
I mean, I would probably be like, realistically, I would probably be calling the police before anything. But also, like, I also would want to assess the situation on like, is that a bad idea to call the police? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's a lot of factors into it.
It like if this person was, even if this person was bigger than me, I'm talking about if this person was like a 6'6", 300-pound jacked dude, I'm probably not going to engage.
Right.
Because I'm going to become incapacitated like everybody else he probably encounters. But if it was relatively my size, even if they're a little bit bigger, and they were, like Lindsay said, harming a child, I 100%, if I'm by myself, I'm going to intervene, but I'm going to make sure somebody calls the cops first immediately. I'm going to make sure somebody's recording because I want this to be, I want there to be evidence of what happens. And then there's a difference between trying to intervene with somebody to stop a threat than beat somebody up, right? Like I'm not, if I interject, I'm not, it might end up being a fight, but I'm not necessarily going over there to beat this person up. I'm going over there to stop this person.
Right.
Maybe that's creating space. Maybe that's telling whoever he's trying to harm, get away. If you do that though, you put yourself at risk because they can come after you and then you are fighting and you may be fighting for your life. So there's a lot that goes into that question, but that's probably how my brain would work.
All right.
I think if I was like you said, over my family and this guy is causing some sort of threat to me, I would interject. I would say something.
Maybe if it wasn't just you, but it was, the group as a collective feel unsafe and kind of feel as though something's about to happen. Like, do you interject yourself to kind of keep it at bay, or are you just kind of hanging out until something actually happens physically, or are you?
I think I'm waiting to see if something happens. If he's like pushing a woman or he's fucking with a kid, then like I think that's when I would step in. And I'm not a fighter like that guy. I'm not that guy that fights, but I think I can utilize my size to at least grab the guy or like stop him. So I would say something if it's kids or like a woman involved, but if it's two dudes arguing, I'm not gonna step.
Right.
I'm not gonna say nothing. That's not my business. And maybe he deserved it.
The scary thing nowadays is you don't know the level of training people have.
No,
like Adrian made a good point. He's a big guy. If he gets his hands on you and you have no level of training, he might just be able to hold you down with his sheer size. But this guy's like highly trained. You could be in a whirlwind of like not a good day.
Is this similar to what happened on the train?
It's a great question you ask, because
Is that I heard something about this.
yeah, that scenario was relevant because our first topic's about a gentleman. I don't know if he's still military or not, but his name is
former Former Marine.
Former Marine. Okay.
That's what I had heard. I didn't know if he was military or not.
Daniel Penny.
Yeah, I know the story. Okay.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
So it was about a year or two ago. There was a situation on a subway in New York where this homeless person, we'll just say that because I don't know if he came off druggy or not, but homeless person was threatening a bunch of people on a subway, and it got to a point where this Daniel Penny guy stepped in. They got kind of in a tussle, and the homeless guy ended up in a chokehold, a rear naked choke. The choke lasted for about 6 minutes. And
Until police came, or?
And the homeless until police came.
Okay.
And the homeless person died. There's a group of people that are upset about it. Certain focus groups out there that are protesting. They think, I'm sure there's a bunch of different narratives that can be created off of a white military person killing a black homeless person. But I have a series of clips that we can watch that'll kind of show a little bit of what took place during the scenario, the situation.
Yeah, because context is really important.
It does, right? Because most of the time you're just provided a headline, and a lot of times those headlines are influenced. So you never know. So
Clickbait.
Right, clickbait. So I'll play a couple things, and maybe I'll follow up with you guys to get a follow-up reaction. Let's see what my first clip has for us.
Press control.
We built a seven-figure business as
No,
a
I'm not paying for
two-person
YouTube,
agency,
whatever,
and I
TV.
wish we had Honeybook when we started 10 years ago.
We do have breaking news out of New York. Jury deliberations just began in the trial of Daniel Penny. He's a Marine veteran accused of killing a homeless man named Jordan Neely in a chokehold. CBS News New York's Christina Font reports on closing arguments
People are
from
not
both
happy
the
over there.
defense and the prosecution.
Good afternoon. The judge is about to charge the jury, and then deliberations will finally begin. Outside, you'll notice there are a lot more barricades and police officers compared to normal, likely in anticipation of possible protests that may break out once a verdict is finally reached. While wrapping up their closing arguments this morning, the prosecution reiterated that Jordan Neely died of a chokehold, not a combination of other factors like sickle cell crisis and drug use the defense had previously argued. Prosecutors say Penny acted recklessly, gripping Neely's neck for nearly 6 minutes, not letting go even after the train pulled into the station and passengers were able to get off. The defense, during their summations yesterday, called the trial a rush to judgment, arguing media attention and protests motivated the DA's office to file those charges and asked the jury to imagine for a moment they were on that train. The trial has taken more than a month so far. Jurors have heard testimony from witnesses, police officers, and medical experts. If they find Penny guilty, he could face up to 15 years in prison for the top charge of manslaughter. The judge could also choose not to sentence Penny to any prison time, even if he is convicted.
That was a video.
Reporting from Lower Manhattan, Christina Fan, CBS News, New York.
What makes a cinematic shot?
See, that's crazy. Why hold on to it for 6 minutes?
They didn't show.
Yeah,
I wanted to see what he was doing before that happened, though.
Yeah,
I think that
tried
the
really hard to
issue-
find that video. I couldn't find the.
So the issue I don't think is that he confronted this person. The issue is that he continued to hold the chokehold
Yeah.
beyond even after the threat of the external people was eliminated. That's the debate on.
What about the threat to himself?
Okay,
But after 3
that's
minutes
a-
of being in a hold,
Right.
you can't feel the guy moving anymore. Is there really a threat?
right.
Sure. No,
and
that's a good
right.
question.
And I mean, I think that there's at that point a way to let him go. You get your distance, to the point where you can defend yourself in a different way, right? But choking somebody in a chokehold for 6 minutes is where the debate on if it was on purpose or not is coming from.
The military veteran or Marine, was a Marine veteran?
Marine,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do we? I don't know. Do we know if he has
PTSD.
like martial arts training? Like, was he jiu-jitsu?
They just
trainer?
have what they get shown in the basics. As far as we've been told, he has about that much experience.
Right.
Okay.
And for the most part, you're learning how to defend yourself in basics.
Well,
Like,
I asked that question because a lot of people that roll and do jiu-jitsu, they probably know when somebody goes out, or they lose consciousness, and they'll know immediately to let go.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have that training, like if his training,
but it looked like people were trying to tell him, like, okay, like,
yeah, if his training that he learned in the military was like you hold on and don't let go, I guess I would.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking like the level of training.
Yeah.
But to me, 6 minutes does seem pretty long, and I would have liked to have seen, to really give like I guess an answer. For me, I would have liked to have seen what transpired before that. Like how threatening was he? Was he just being loud? Was he being obnoxious, boisterous? Was he physically like harming people?
Okay, hold that thought. I do have another video I want to play.
Because that just shows the choke. But 6 minutes does seem pretty long.
Yep.
We are tracking several developing stories. Tornado watches in 7 states right now. A potentially dangerous night ahead. Rob is standing by to time this out. Also, Title 42 expiring. What changes at the border in just hours. But we are going to begin tonight with the breaking news after that chokehold on the New York City subway. A former Marine will now be charged with second-degree manslaughter. What that specific charge means, and it comes after he used a chokehold on a man who witnesses said was acting erratically and threatening other passengers. He later
Right
died.
there, he looked like he was out.
Video showing the Marine veteran Daniel Penny with his arm around Jordan Neely's neck, other passengers helping to hold him down. 30-year-old Jordan Neely was later pronounced dead at the hospital. New York City Mayor Eric Adams saying he did not deserve to die. The incident sparking protests and an intense debate over public safety and growing concern over mental health. That former Marine is expected to turn himself in now tomorrow. ABC's Stephanie Ramos leading us off tonight here in New York.
Tonight, the man who put Jordan Neely in a deadly chokehold on a New York City subway will be arrested and charged with second-degree manslaughter, according to the Manhattan District Attorney. 24-year-old former Marine Daniel Penny, seen in this disturbing video from May 1st, restraining Neely in a chokehold for at least 3 minutes. Police say Neely was harassing passengers and acting erratically on the train, but was not physically violent. The video also showing other passengers holding Neely down. The 30-year-old later pronounced dead at the hospital. Neely was a Michael Jackson impersonator, and attorneys for his family say he was homeless and battled mental health issues since his mother's murder in 2007.
It needs to be made clear that there are consequences when a civilian takes a situation into their own hands and causes a fatality.
No justice!
The incident setting off days of protests. New York City Mayor Eric Adams addressing Neely's death.
One thing we can say for sure, Jordan Neely did not deserve to die.
Tonight, Penny's attorney saying he stepped in to protect himself and his fellow New Yorkers, saying Neely's death was unintended and unforeseen, adding Penny will be fully absolved of any wrongdoing.
And so let's bring in Stephanie Ramos with us live here in New York tonight. And Stephanie, this second-degree manslaughter charge, what does this signal?
Well, David, that second-degree manslaughter charge suggests prosecutors believe Penny did not intend to kill Neely, but acted recklessly by putting him in that chokehold. If convicted, Penny could face up to 15 years in prison. David.
All right, Stephanie, thank you.
There's a lot of different angles you can go there.
I wish I still could have seen what happened before he put him in a chokehold.
They mentioned there was no physical.
But
Yeah.
I've never done jiu-jitsu, so like I don't want to say. To me, 6 minutes seems like a long time to hold somebody in a chokehold.
Yeah, I think we can all agree.
I
right?
think
6
I've never been
minutes
choked
is
out.
a lot.
To me, like another, like it's a white man trying to like, oh, I'm gonna protect and protect my people, even though he doesn't really necessarily like have a right to. I don't know, like
Somebody giving a fuck.
yeah,
then
he
there's no need to give a fuck.
was acting erratically and saying threatening things, but they said that he didn't touch anybody or he wasn't like
he caused no physical harm to nobody, so he didn't deserve to die.
Right. So if they're not touching, you know what I mean? Like there is like, I guess, a line, but
maybe maybe choke him out or restrain him and then get him down and until the cops get there. But 6 minutes.
That's a long time,
right?
And he's not moving, and the guy's chewing gum as he's choking him out.
He was
like,
very
comfortable with what he's doing.
He was calm.
Yeah.
I can see where it can lead to that, where you confront the person that's causing the disturbance, and next thing you know, he wants to get in your face about what's going on, and that's how you end up on the floor, right? But initially, there was no physical, so I can see how that report could be true too.
And then they talk about mental health. I mean,
that's another line.
PTSD is real, right? I don't know what this guy. Maybe this guy seen some shit, and when he was during his service, and
this Jordan Neely, the person who died, also probably has PTSD from when his mother was murdered.
Right.
So I mean, two different. There's mental health on both sides, but I mean, I think that it is the issue of like, you held this guy in a chokehold for 6 minutes, where like George Floyd type of situation, like there was a reckless amount of power being used on somebody who was already subdued.
I don't think he meant out to kill him, but at the end of the day, you stepped in when no one asked you to. You decided to hold this dude for 6 minutes. You made a mistake. That you fucked up. You killed somebody. So I don't think maybe don't do the 15 years. Do 7.
Right.
But he should do some jail time. He killed somebody. You didn't need to.
Right. If you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. Yeah. Like if you
gave a fuck when you're not, they don't need to give a fuck.
Yeah. If you're not going to be able to like handle the situation, then don't do anything, but I don't know. I mean, you're not trained, like
hold on. Sal is the most trained one here. What do you think now? What are your thoughts are now after hearing the table and then seeing the second video?
Well, I've never done jiu-jitsu, and I don't know that much about like chokeholds in terms of around your neck, but to me, 6 minutes does seem like a long time. If he wasn't physically threatening anybody, I don't see why that. He probably, when you asked that question earlier, one thing that I told you was statue, like their size matters, right? Like, I'm not gonna engage with somebody that's like a monster, like a Brian Shaw, world's strongest man type size. His arms are as big as my whole body.
Right.
So like that's important. And that guy looked really small.
He was taller than Penny.
But he's thin.
I'm just saying,
like super thin, and like
in one.
He's a Michael Jackson impersonator. He's probably not physically.
Weight is
most people who have drug problems are usually not taking care of themselves and working out and eating healthy.
Do I think Penny and the other people in that subway could have held him down without choking him around his neck? Yeah. I think they could have, because he was already getting help from other people. You saw that one guy grabbing his arms, and I kind of felt bad watching, because he's trying to fight for his life. He's trying to grab for the arms around his neck, and he can't even do that because they're holding his arms.
True.
So there was enough people there that could have held him down without choking him.
Right. I wonder if there was anybody saying like, hey, like let him go, like that would also provide context also, because to me, if somebody is like telling you, hey, he's, you're passing out, if somebody's telling you that, like, hey, let him go,
kicked him in the face.
Then you made the choice, like.
And I've had to hold people down in my line of work until we could put handcuffs on them. But again, I'm doing that with 3 or 4 people with me. So it's a lot easier to control somebody when you have 3 or 4 people. If Penny didn't have that, you might be thinking, okay, if this guy gets up, if I let him go and he gets up and now he's coming after me.
So, I mean, we've worked in the same environment, the 3 of us, right? And there's been situations where, like, let's say somebody is bugging me, and I'm working, and I'm like, hey, this person, they're acting really weird. They're kind of saying some shit like, oh, I'm going to fuck you up, like that's just a general kind of threaten. And then you go over there and make contact just to be like, hey, just to figure out what the situation is. And he flips out. You go hands on, you get the guy like down, but it's still just you and him because remember, like you just made contact. I just grabbed you and was like, hey, you get the guy down, you get him chill. You're not putting him in a chokehold to get him. There's other tactics.
I'm not.
Yeah.
But I'm not Penny, and I don't know what he was thinking.
Right.
I'm not. Because I know that. Well, and that's a different situation too, because I know backup is on the way. It's just a matter of time, and it's probably minutes. At the time of Mikhail's working there, I know Mikhail's going to be there in like probably 30 seconds, and we're going to have numbers.
Right.
So I'm just trying to hold him until that happens. In that situation, who knows how long your quote unquote backup is because you're waiting for law enforcement. But when those other people started helping on the subway, I think that was a great opportunity to let go.
All of the people were off of the train. The train was in the station.
Guys, help me hold him down.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right. Because if the subway, there's an emergency button. So people are probably hitting the emergency button, but the subway can't just stop because you're underground. There's not any way to necessarily get help. So you have to go to the next station. So they're notified at the next station, like, hey, something's going down. The emergency button was pushed. So they're notified like ahead of time, like something's, going down enough for somebody to hit the emergency button. So, I mean,
what do you think, Mikhail?
I think it just depends on whether that person, Penny, in this situation, his personal threat level. If he legit feared for his life, and at that time where he went hands on, he felt that he was the only one that was going to be able to do anything because everyone was just standing there. I could see how you go in a chokehold, to get him to like go to sleep at least. Whether that was right or wrong, I mean, he's not on the job. He's a civilian at that point. He felt danger.
I'm not against the chokehold either. Put him in a chokehold, but let go.
I agree.
Once
that
you
is,
realize
that's
gone, like
I just don't know if the Michael Jackson impersonator, if when he went to sleep, when someone goes to sleep, because I'm inexperienced in that as well, do they just go limp? I don't know. Maybe
From what I've seen, they go limp.
Maybe that part of him getting stiff appeared to Penny from behind that he was still, what do you call it? Resisting.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Not to mention, I'm sure adrenaline is like running through his veins. So
So I don't know. It's kind of that's a tough call because all the stuff that you're saying, Sal, is stuff that you're trained really well on that stuff.
Right.
A lot of that stuff is like at work, and it's kind of like for Penny, it's hard to replicate that same. Feeling for him.
Yeah, you're asking me questions, and we have been in those scenarios where I'm really comfortable in very uncomfortable situations.
Exactly. Yeah.
Where I might have the presence of mind to do exactly what Adrian said.
Yeah.
Hey guys, he's not resisting anymore. Like, I'm gonna let go, just hold him down.
Yeah.
But some people may not react like that.
Right.
Some people may hold on for dear life because if they let go, they think they could die.
Right.
Exactly.
But I mean, my thing is the threat leading up to this point didn't seem to match the fact that he was holding on for a life or death situation.
Yeah.
You know,
that's fair too.
Yeah. We haven't seen enough to I guess say otherwise. Yeah.
The situation ahead of time before the chokehold, I think, is like the biggest question, and I think that's would answer a lot of our questions. But.
Okay. Well, yeah. All right. Are you guys all aware of the shooting of the United Healthcare CEO?
Yes.
You know a lot lot or enough about it?
I know a decent
I don't know about this.
Shed a little light.
So United Healthcare was having their annual shareholders meeting, and the CEO landed in New York at 7 a.m. for the 8 a.m. meeting. And as he was walking into the building, a young man pulled up, had a gun, shot the CEO 3 times, and took off on an e-bike. and they're looking for the guy. As far as I know from earlier today, they're still looking for him. They haven't been able to find him. And basically, it's an assassination. The bullets were engraved with denied, with two words that are synonymous with healthcare insurance and like denying coverage or something like that.
It's a book title.
Yeah, it was
three words. It's a book title.
Okay, yeah. So, and it was essentially a protest. We're not. I'm not. From what I understand, I'm not sure if we have more about why he did it, but I mean, it's the healthcare industry is not in the business of keeping people healthy. The healthcare industry is in the business of making money, and this is essentially a protest.
Did the CEO die?
Yeah.
He's dead.
Oh, okay.
The words were delay, deny, and possibly, because kind of hard to tell, depose.
Yeah.
Appeared on the casings of the bullets recovered from the scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Those were on the casings?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's like a movie. That's like a
and
very
I think
poetic.
it's really taking a stand, I think, of the state of healthcare in America and how terrible we are to our American citizens. You know, we keep people sick on purpose. And that goes down to what they feed us, what they allow us to buy in grocery stores, what's available to us, you know? Yeah.
That doesn't justify murder though.
Never.
No, I mean, it doesn't, but,
I'm with you.
Right.
I think this guy stands for bullshit.
Right. You, in order to protest and make change, you know, there has to be a statement. And unfortunately, this statement, and believe me, like, I feel for his wife and I feel for his two kids. Absolutely. But I also feel for the billions of people who are essentially murdered by the healthcare industry. People who are denied healthcare that their doctor is saying is medically necessary, but the healthcare insurance deems it unnecessary, and people are literally dying because of this. So,
but there's a peaceful
and
way.
this is a billions dollar industry. Like, these people are not doing this for free. And the CEO is making way too much money.
There's definitely a peaceful way to protest, though, without murdering somebody. And I think you actually lose strength in your argument by doing something that, I don't even know what the word is, that sinister, that egregious. I agree with you, though. The healthcare system is extremely flawed. Doctors are not, they're not like educated or trained to treat root causes. They treat symptoms. And so it's all a money. It's all a money grab, right? And people are getting filthy rich off of it, but murdering them, that's not the answer either. Like,
no,
you know, there's
no, well, but because here's the real shitty thing about it is that this is corporate America. United Healthcare already has this job up on Indeed.
Yeah, they'll have a new CEO.
They started that meeting at 8 a.m. as if nothing happened.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit that this guy died, you know, which is as shitty as it is. But I mean, I think that's, you know, going back to the conversation of work sucks and you're really just doing it to pay the bills, right? That was really one of the bigger things that therapy taught me was that, you know, you go to work. You know, to pay your bills. You're not going to work to fill your cup. You're not going to work to, you know, find what's really important to you. Work isn't one of them. Then, you know, work just to work. I don't give a shit.
I think of I think of that. What is it? John Q. Right? Denzel.
Yeah.
I think of that comes to mind for me when I think of the extreme some people will go. I don't know, because we haven't obviously caught the person who did this. But I don't know the situation, was this kid denied heart surgery? You know what I mean? Who knows?
Or maybe his
John Q never
parent-
killed anybody.
That was I was going to ask you,
Right.
did John Q kill anybody?
He
I don't
didn't kill
remember.
anyone.
He didn't kill
didn't.
nobody, right?
No.
But I mean, it seemed like,
He made
Maybe he lost a parent, a loved one,
I would kill to save my kid's life,
Right.
if that's the situation.
Right.
I don't know if that's the situation, but I will rightfully do my time for that because that is wrong. But, and for the record, I did say I don't, work sucks, but not to that extent.
No, not at all.
I still enjoy the people I work with. It's just, at the end of the day, it's just not, I just don't love it.
It's not your passion.
I just don't love it. That's all.
I don't
meant by
wake up
that.
every day and be like, I'm
Yeah,
so happy to
for sure.
open my laptop.
Yes,
like,
for sure. But anyway, when it comes to something like this, it must be a really shitty situation this guy must be in order for him to go to this extent. I would imagine.
Is he still on the run?
He's still on the run. They believe he already fled.
It's such bullshit though. Like, he's on an e-bike. You know how easily those things are traceable?
well,
Are they? Well,
Yeah.
what is it like?
He went
Yeah, that's a
through-
wild
he
getaway
went-
car.
right.
Yeah, he got on
Well,
an e-bike
and-
through Central Park. You know how easy it is to catch him.
New York, there's millions of people in this much land.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I mean, you can easily slip through, across to Canada or wherever.
That's the killer right there.
Right now,
That's a
they're
pretty dude.
They're
That's a pretty
spreading.
killer.
They're
Right.
spreading this picture or lady. It's hard to tell.
Oh, yeah, Trump's America.
It's hard
No,
to.
there's another photo, and you can tell. I mean, it honestly looks like Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy, we're
He
coming
looks
for
healthy
you.
to me.
Coming for you, Dune.
Yeah, I don't think that no matter what the CEO, I mean, you don't
I mean,
make
but
murder okay.
looking healthy, that doesn't. Just because you look healthy doesn't mean that you don't have a disability.
Or maybe it's for somebody. Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So
No, I don't know. I mean, was this CEO probably a piece of shit? Probably. He was probably a shitty guy.
right.
Probably wasn't the best human being. But
Well,
at the end of
that's-
the day, he has kids. He has a wife.
And it's
And
hard
somebody
to
shot
it's
him?
hard to just sum up someone like that though, because people, there's always an origin story of someone who just wanted to work their way up, and you got to make decisions at some point that people don't always agree with in order to get to the position you're at. You got to play the game, and maybe you come off as the villain in someone's story, but that doesn't necessarily make you the villain, in real life. So to get to act out an execution for something that he probably didn't even physically even touch. I mean,
It seems like a movie. Like, we live.
that's
in
what I was saying.
Right.
It's a movie.
It's
It's a really shitty thing.
It's a statement. It's not like, I don't think that this guy had a personal vendetta against the CEO. I don't think that this guy thought that the CEO was the person that was like, deny. You know what I mean? Like, I think that it's a statement of like, fuck this. Like, you guys, this is not the answer, And I think that it's been a topic for a very long time about the healthcare system and what we're going to.
Establishments
Yeah.
as a whole in this country have been,
Right.
there's been a message been put out by the masses that we want change. And some people kind of do
Right.
whatever. They take it in their own hands, and, they tried to do that to Trump.
You would think that people would be optimistic right now about the healthcare system
Are you
because
ready
of
to
RFK, and what he
Oh,
said,
yeah.
that Trump's basically given him the green light to gut the healthcare system and make sure that we are, taking a more holistic approach to health and wellness, trying to address the root causes of people's ailments, not just give them medication for symptoms. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to take. I imagine a long time, but that seems to be promising. If he gets any traction, if he makes any improvements, it's better than where we're at.
Right.
So that comes out not too long ago, and then you have this, and it's like, that kind of sucks.
It
Well,
must
I
be
mean,
a
again-
personal situation.
Right.
It could be.
Yeah.
I mean, again, because a lot of these things are allowed because government officials allow them, like lobbyists, come and say, hey, we want to put X, Y, and Z out. Canada doesn't allow all of these things in their food. You know, like I'm sure everybody has seen the difference between Canadian Fruit Loops versus American Fruit Loops, right? American Fruit Loops, you've seen them. They're super colorful, you know, every color, whatever. The Canadian Fruit Loops are like a more muted color. Like,
because they put on all the dyes that we use.
It's
red dye 40 and blue, whatever, yellow.
Right. And I mean, they say that's like a huge issue with American obesity in our diets and whatever. So
speaking of Canada, what was that picture that Trump posted with him on top of a mountain?
Oh my god.
Looking over Canada?
I didn't see it.
Is there something going on with Canada? I'm not too on it.
So
this is the dinner party?
Yeah, so Justin Trudeau came from Canada down to Mar-a-Lago because Trump cannot enter Canada because Canada does not allow felons to enter their country. So even if you get a DUI, you're not allowed to go to Canada. Anywho,
those aren't felonies though. It's
a Canada thing.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. They're very strict on whatever. That's beside the point. So Justin Trudeau went down to Mar-a-Lago and had a meeting with Trump about these tariffs that Trump is trying to put on Canada.
Okay.
Because for border control, because Canada, there's fentanyl coming in from Canada. Anywho, during that meeting, Trump said something about Canada becoming America's 51st state.
Yeah, I'll show the actual video, but to summarize it,
Trump.
Trudeau said those tariffs that you're about to impose are gonna kill our economy, and Trump's response was, if our tariffs are going to kill Canada's economy, well then you might as well become America's 51st state if you think you need to continue to take advantage of the U.S. in order to sustain your economy. And
why is there all these memes going around that we're going to war? Did Trump say
Canada?
something? No, not about So there's somebody that I work with, and he's a reserve in the Navy.
Yeah,
and he said that he got orders to go back into training because there's going to be a war in 2027. This could be completely. I didn't look this up.
If you're a reservist, you have to do training every so often, anyways.
Right, and he's been doing it for 20 years. He's never said that he got like orders from his superiors that they're planning to go to war in 2027. Does anybody hear anything like that?
No.
Okay,
it wouldn't surprise me if we go to war soon.
Well, because then we see all
we're
these
always
memes.
at war.
Like
We're
there's
just
all these
not
memes
here.
about Trump. You see that meme of Trump? What is it? The Peaky Blinders meme? It says
No.
Trump, January 2025, and it's that clip where I don't know who the main character in Peaky Blinders is. Thomas Shelby. Thomas Shelby's telling everybody no fighting. He's like no effing fighting. He's like you no fighting, and they're all like hands up like no fight.
Different countries.
Yeah, and when he points them, it's different countries. But then the waiter walks in and bumps Thomas Shelby, and he shoves them, and they all throw stuff at him.
Let me play this video and let me see if it has the official quote on there.
Tariffs that have the potential to cripple Canada's economy. President-elect Donald Trump sat down for dinner with the Prime Minister at his Florida resort. A hastily arranged visit both sides say was a success.
It was a very warm, cordial meeting, and I saw very much the mutual respect and warmth between the two leaders.
Public Safety Minister Dominic LeBlanc was part of the small Canadian delegation that dined at Mar-a-Lago, Trump's sprawling estate on Palm Beach. While Trump has called Trudeau weak, dishonest, and a far-left lunatic in the past, there was none of that sort of talk Friday night, LeBlanc says.
He walked us to the cars, to the front door of Mar-a-Lago. He said to the Prime Minister, keep in touch, call me anytime, talk soon.
Trudeau promised Trump more money for better resources at the border to stem the flow of migrants and drugs into the U.S., something that was well received by Trump, who called the meeting very productive on social media. Trudeau left Florida with a smile.
It was an excellent conversation. One of the things that is fairly unique about President Trump is how much he values personal relationships.
This former Trump official says Trudeau's visit was a diplomatic coup. It could help Canada avoid the worst of Trump's protectionist policies, he says.
And I think the willingness of the Prime Minister Trudeau to fly down to Mar-a-Lago and meet with him personally is a very significant move, and one that I think was appreciated.
This is the consequence of having a weak prime minister who's lost control.
Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre disagrees and panned the visit, saying it accomplished nothing. Trump's threat of a 25% tariff on Canadian goods still stands.
Normally, when a prime minister goes to the United States to meet a president, they're looking to make gains. What gains did we hear from Mr. Trudeau? None. He's just trying to limit losses.
Poilievre is demanding Canada do even more to stay in Trump's good graces, like deploying provincial police to patrol the border and getting much tougher on illegal fentanyl production. That last point is key. Sources tell us Trump raised fentanyl with Trudeau at their dinner, telling him it's a top priority for his incoming administration. Trump is planning a major crackdown on the deadly drug as soon as he takes office.
And JP Poilievre also floated a new immigration policy.
Yeah, Poilievre says there should be a hard cap on the number of asylum seekers and refugees in this country. He wants to tighten the visa system to reduce the flow of refugees coming here to file a claim. This comes as Canada is expecting a record number of these newcomers to settle here this year. Trump himself wants a hard limit in the U.S. Ian?
JP Tasker in Ottawa.
That guy sounds like a fucking robot.
Which one?
The white guy on the right. He
Right?
sounds like a fucking robot.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, it's, yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
Kind of
That wasn't
anything he said.
That wasn't a particular clip that I saw passed around online. There was one that was a lot funnier, delivered funnier.
Yeah,
but you guys got
left lunatic.
Well, Trudeau has that label by a bunch of people.
Okay.
In general, just the amount of restrictions Canada has just on their freedom of speech, all kinds of stuff that Canada has like issues with right now. But this whole meeting kind of was the meme, I guess, for what took place. And the fact that Trudeau's worried about the tariffs and Trump basically, if you need to keep taking advantage of us in order to sustain your economy, then you might as well become part of the U.S. And that's essentially the statement.
Did you know they were 25% tariffs? I knew there was tariffs he was trying to impose.
I don't think, not
25%. I didn't know they were that high.
Yeah, I think some are going to be higher.
That is I would imagine that's pretty crippling for a country.
Well, the thing is, the questions that are being put out there are like, how do people avoid a tariff? And there's for Canada and Mexico, there's certain things that Trump is asking from them to contribute to the U.S. in order to avoid these stiff taxes. What do you call it? Illegal entry into the U.S. and assisting the U.S. in preventing that. Mm-hmm. That's one way for sure, like for Mexico. And I think that's one of the hot topics for them. That seems reasonable. With their new president, they've spoken and they discussed the amount of caravans that cross through Mexico, and Trump's asking their president to help like disperse those caravans before they even make it over to our side. And the Mexican president, they've already started doing that to a bunch of different caravans already. So a lot of these announcements on the tariffs were more so like a heads up in order for them to correct what they need to do in order for Trump not to impose that stiff.
Doesn't that all benefit the United States?
It does. It's just,
he's not necessarily imposing the tariffs if you're willing to play ball.
Yeah.
It does benefit the United States, but it affects the consumer, the everyday consumer, because it's essentially going to make products harder to get and more expensive to get. And that's for things such as like electronics, household appliances, computers, cell phones, laptops, things like that. Those are going to be the things that like are going to go up in cost. Vehicles,
potentially,
right? Unless it's like American vehicles, but American vehicles are already more expensive than.
Well, part of the tariff thing, especially in particular with China, for them, how do I avoid a tariff? in order for them to avoid a tariff, you actually need to have one manufacturer or factory, quote unquote, on U.S. domestic soil. So for Toyota, for example, a Japanese car manufacturer, as long as they have one factory here, which they do in Tennessee, where they make all their pickups, they can avoid their pickup car tax, and they can avoid. So that's just one example. And the whole point of this whole tariff thing was, at one point there was so many factories, self-made things in the U.S., and we decided to ship all those things overseas and to bring back jobs and bring back competitive pricing, I guess.
Right.
They want these companies who just ship out their labor to keep them honest. And if they want to pay a stiff tax, they're going to pay the stiff tax for avoiding having U.S. jobs here. But if you want to avoid that tax,
I thought
bring back one factory
Yeah,
on
I
domestic
thought we were
soil.
trying to create more
You go to Pennsylvania,
American
you go to
manufacturing.
Wisconsin, you go to Michigan.
Yeah.
A bunch of empty factories that used to be here at one point, and they're all in Mexico and Canada. And
Right. But I mean, that's also partly you can blame on the companies, the corporations, the CEOs, whatever, that made the decisions to outsource the labor
100%.
to India, to China, to Indonesia, you know, to all those. They're exploiting those people, you know, so that we can get cheaper,
So these
faster
tariffs-
goods. So I think that there's also going to be a kind of like there has to also be an understanding on the consumer side of like, yeah, these things are more expensive, but now you can have a job. Like you know, there's opportunities for you, you know, but that also means that instead of being able to call anybody at 3 a.m. because you just decided that you want to call your car insurance, you're might not be able to talk to somebody because they're not going to be answering the phone on the other side of the country, on the other side of the world, right?
That's a possibility for sure. I mean,
think of that. Like all of those phone calls that you make and you never talk to anybody in the US ever. And it's like, well, why? Because those people are a lot cheaper, you know, but why can't Americans do those jobs?
Right. Well, to speak to the price hike, the whole point is for them not to have to pay those tariffs. The point is, if you want to continue to have that labor overseas, you will pay this.
Or you will do this. Or
So in order to avoid these price hikes, you need to start bringing back work here, which is the plan. And we'll see how it works, you know? There's one side that thinks shit's about to get hella expensive, and the other side that thinks nothing's changed when Trump was in office. Why would anything change now? So we're going to find out in real time what's actually going to happen.
I can't see it getting really expensive.
I mean, everything's already really expensive.
It can be.
It already got expensive.
Right.
So
it got expensive without doing that stuff.
Right. I mean, to me, we've seen that it can get expensive. So why it's stopping it from getting expensive again? You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's my point of view.
Yeah.
So
I lean towards the side of he's already been in office and that didn't happen. So I can't imagine that would be the case now. But I don't know. You know, I also wasn't.
Yeah, we're talking about getting more expensive
closely.
than it is right now. We're not talking about natural occurring inflation. That's always going to be there.
Exactly.
That will never go away. It'll be more in 10 years,
right.
no matter who the president is. Because in 10 years, inflation, everything goes up.
Right.
Unless we have some major disaster.
Until our economy
like a natural disaster.
Right.
Or the housing market crashes
well,
or
like
something.
in 1920 when the market crashed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And history repeats itself. I don't know if there's any. I had this history teacher in high school who really imprinted. He was a character, Mr. Chappell. Shout out. Hot diggity dog.
Mr. Chappell.
Yeah.
Diggity dog.
No. So every day our history class would start with one student yelling, "Hot diggity dog, another day of world history. What could be better than history?" And the whole rest of the class would respond, "Nothing." And if you didn't do it loud enough, you had to redo it. So like literally the whole school could hear this at the
That's
beginning
a
of
way to start your class.
every period, right? Yeah. And Mr. Chappell, I will never forget teaching us about Napoleon, the French Revolution, Napoleon invading Russia. History repeats itself.
Dynamite.
Forever, right? So Napoleon tried to invade Russia. Dead.
Right.
And then Hitler tried to invade Russia. Bad. So.
Well, isn't there like a theory that he didn't die? Like he went to like another country?
I mean, there's all kinds of theories everywhere. They're still getting concentration camp soldiers and putting them up on trial. Yeah, those fuckers are like 100 and something years old and they don't care. They'll still put them up on trial.
There's still some first generation and then a lot of second generation descendants of Nazis that live in Argentina.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I mean they're everywhere. They went everywhere.
You got people in Argentina with like blonde hair, blue eyes,
mm-hmm.
and they speak like fluent Spanish. It's wild.
Yeah, there's a lot of migration of European countries to Latino countries. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's a lot of Polish people that went to Mexico, and that's why Mexican like banda music is kind of similar to polka.
Folk music.
Yeah, with the accordion. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shout out! I thought I was going to say it. Yeah.
Shout out! I mean, China.
Shout out to everybody. Yeah. Everybody deserves it. They're not all bad.
Do your best Trump impersonation.
I can't.
Because you have to incorporate the hands too.
I know I have to like go like this.
Yeah.
And little hands. I can't do it.
Can you do the dance?
Oh my God.
Maybe.
The Trump dance?
Trump dance.
Is that the one that John Jones did?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
like
awesome.
It's like a thing now. It's like a
Everybody's
viral
doing
dance.
it.
Well,
the Trump dance.
John Jones just made it like skyrocket when he did it on national television after he won.
Yep. All right. Well, speaking of presidents, that leads me to my next topic. Joe Biden pardoning his son after saying many times that he wouldn't.
Nope.
But I'm not going to lie. If that was my kid, I'd probably do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Of course.
Fuck all y'all.
On the way out. On my way out. Yeah. Let me get my
I
son
understand
out.
also like
I'm going to play like I don't remember anyway.
He had a couple good points, in his statement.
What'd he say?
I don't remember exactly verbatim, but there was one point that said like, for the most part, if this even becomes a charge, it never like comes to this. And it was kind of like a witch hunt type deal, the same. Like if it was my kid, I would for sure pardon him too,
right.
especially like now he's doing great. He's clean, he's not the same person he was when this happened, but I mean, believe me, there's a lot of people out there buying guns, felons. Yeah, like, come on.
If Donald Trump could bring home ASAP Rocky, Joe Biden can pardon his son.
Right.
All right, let me play you guys the clips. I got some.
I love when you just drop nuggets like that.
I got some funny ones in here that I think they're pretty hilarious, but. Yeah, to kind of summarize it, a lot of people are upset just because of the fact of how many times it got brought up throughout his term and how many times it was said that he would never do that and he wasn't going to do that. And the Speaker of the House, right? She said many times.
Right. That's where he fucked up is like making an absolute of saying, I'm not going to do that. You shouldn't have said that.
But all along, he probably knew he was.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
I mean, and especially like something like this involving your kid, like, that like feelings are going to get involved. Like you got to just like keep your mouth shut. And when it happens, it happens. Like,
right.
So.
Okay. Let me play you guys the first clip.
Presidential promise to put the law before family.
I said I abide by the jury decision.
The fuck did he say?
I will do that.
letting the world know that he will not wipe away the decision of 12 of his son's peers.
Was asked directly, and he has said he wouldn't pardon his son if he gets convicted.
Let's wait and see what happens if he loses.
Yeah, but he said it.
He's going to get pardoned by his dad. There's no question about that.
The president has ruled out pardoning his son.
Major commitment from the president, accepting the outcome of the trial and also pledging not to pardon his son.
So the challenge for him is really to continue to live up to his values when it was really personal, and he did that today.
It seems like a pretty normal, straightforward answer, but it takes new weight when we see what Trump is saying about the outcome of his trial, what we're hearing from other Republicans who say they don't accept the jury's verdict here in New York.
The contrast is profound. To sit there and say, well, I'm not going to intervene in the legal process, and I wouldn't pardon my son. One side, Democrats and Joe Biden protecting the justice system. And on the other, Republicans and Trump protecting Trump.
Our current president of the United States has so much respect for the law that he has said he would not pardon his son. I mean, again, it's all about the contrast.
President Biden saying, I will respect whatever this jury decides versus Donald Trump after he was convicted on 34.
You guys basically get the hint, and let me get to the funny.
So this to me is like
that was hilarious.
A job for the Doge department to rein in the House of Representatives so that they're not wasting time and resources on bullshit.
Sure.
Like this.
Did you see the percentage of people that work from home versus actually in the office in the government? Go ahead. What are you going to say?
80%.
That has nothing to do with what I just said.
I know, but I'm speaking of like wasting time and money for the government officials. Like the amount of work they actually do for us is like hardly any. They're not even like ever in the office.
And we all know working from home. Well, I've never worked from home, but a lot of people that I know that work from home say it's not really like working. It's a lot.
Sure.
I mean,
it depends on the job.
Yeah.
I think their jobs, their asses should be in an office.
I think government.
Their asses need to be like at. Other ones like I could see like it's definitely not at the same level.
I think, but to me, if you're gonna get the government workers, the people that are working remotely or whatever, you should be having the same level of decorum, like office mentality. What am I like? You should have that across all government. It shouldn't just be those workers that are working from home. It should be for the people that are also you're representing the people that you work for, essentially, right? And that goes for especially our elected officials, not just the people that applied to work for the government and got the fucking job, right?
If you minus the security staff and the janitorial, like maintenance crew or whatever, it's like 1%, barely 1% actually like work from an office.
It's
insane.
I said 80%, and I thought that was high.
No. Yeah.
It's 99%.
Yeah, it's barely 1%
that work in the office.
Minus
the people that have to be there because
like
they're
security
cleaning.
and janitorial.
Is this
That's
something that
crazy.
had changed after the pandemic?
Like
the amount of
people got to work from home.
Yeah,
probably they got to do that. Yeah,
because I'm just wondering because my experience is that my grandma and my grandfather were both contractors for the U.S. Navy. They were civilian contractors. They didn't work from home. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, when did everybody supposedly start going?
Probably because of the pandemic.
Okay, understood. Yeah, I mean, a lot of companies are pushing to go back home.
Did you see that one guy's reaction? I don't know which clip it was, but there was the white guy, suit and tie, beard, and he talked about Joe Biden is absolutely going to pardon his son. Yeah. And then it was the African American female that was like, no. She interjected and she was like, no. He said he will not pardon his son. Yeah. And he looked at her like she was speaking another language.
Insane.
Like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, the ones who defended him kind of are standing there now just kind of pie on their face.
You can't. Because I feel like the difference between Biden and Trump in this situation, they both absolutely would have pardoned their kids, period. right?
Sure.
Donald Trump would absolutely be pardoning Junior, Eric, Ivanka, any Barron, whatever.
I think that's
right.
most parents.
Period, right? The only difference is that Biden said that he wouldn't do it. Trump would never say that he wouldn't do it. That's the only difference.
I think
between the
Biden
two.
was using it as a tactic to like get more Democrats on his side.
I think so too.
He's like,
But which is stupid because I feel
this,
how many left liberals are like, why are you locking people up for the dumb shit? You know what I mean? Like that's to me like that's my reason.
In that example you just gave right now, I'd rather have the person that's just going to be upfront about it from the beginning,
Right.
and not go back, even if you don't like the decision.
Right. I
They
mean,
didn't- they didn't change.
I think that everybody who's a parent in America can understand pardoning your child. Period.
Yeah.
Regardless of what the charge is.
No matter how much of a
you know.
crackhead he is.
Most
But I
parents.
mean, he's not anymore. Like people
true.
change. You know, people. You can't hold that against somebody. So.
Right. Well, I have an awesome video presented to you by the great Alex Jones.
Is the President of the United States above the law?
No person is above the law.
No Robert De Niro?
above the law. No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law. No one is above the law.
He's certainly not above the law. Nobody's above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law, not even the President of the United States.
No one is above the law, not even the President of the United States.
This president believes he is above the law.
And no one, not even the president, should be above the law.
No one is above the law, and certainly not the President.
Oh my God! Again, I'll repeat, no one, not even the president, is above the law.
Oh my God, do you know what this means? We finally got him!
We have a president who believes he is above the law. No person is above the law.
Nobody's above the law.
We don't believe that anybody should be above the law.
He is not, as some people have tried to suggest, above the law.
The president is declaring himself above the law.
No one, not even the president of the United States, is above the law.
Donald Trump has tried to put himself above the law. And that's not how it works.
That's not how any of this works.
You are above the law.
In my view, there is nothing more dangerous than an unethical president who believes they are above the law.
You guys think you're above the law? You ain't above the law. These are felony crimes in New York State, no matter who you are. No one is above the law.
Nobody is above the law.
We must ensure that no one is above the law.
I mean, dear God, this
like they were all
guy
given the
cannot
same
in
script.
any
It's kinda
way
crazy.
be allowed to be above the law.
This is the United States of America. No one is above the law. No one.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Not Donald Trump, not anybody.
I tend to think that nobody is above the law.
No person above the law.
No one is above the law.
Looks like Donald Trump may have broken the law.
No one is above the law.
No one, not even
The President.
Not nobody.
The law.
Not nobody.
What's that from?
I don't remember, but that's hilarious.
Not nobody. Oh, Hangover.
Oh, okay. There you
Not
go.
you. Not you. Not nobody knows Stu like I know Stu.
All right. Well, we have an official statement from the Joe Biden himself. Let's see what he.
Here. I wanted to take a moment to talk to you all about the pardon of my son, Hunter Biden. I know some of you are mad that I said that no one is above the law. Well, I want you to know I still mean it. You see, Steven Seagal delivered a masterful performance in that movie that will never be topped. Now that I've cleared that up, I'd like to explain why I pardoned my son. Look, you've all seen his paintings. Clearly, he suffers from mental retardation. And as you all know, legally, we can't prosecute retards. And let's be honest, anyone who records
Oh,
themselves...
this is a meme video.
AI, bro. Yeah.
It's
just AI.
Seriously. Hunter has more dong pics than a Chinese.
It's sad how long it
Anyway,
took you
happy
to
Royal
realize
Age.
that.
I was like, is this dude really? Is this dude really quoting Steven Seagal movies in his statement to the United States?
Idiot.
And then the next thing was wild too. Hey, not nobody's above the law.
Oh my God. All right, that was funny. Okay, that's to me is I don't know. I mean, I didn't really care for how Biden did, but this whole pardoning stuff is not really a big deal to me. I think he could do that. I don't really care.
Right.
Just
I
kid,
mean,
but then,
we have to remember that Joe Biden is pardoning his son for a crime that he committed however many years ago while he was under the influence of drugs. Whereas all of those clips of them saying that Donald Trump is not above the law was of him trying to overturn the election. That was not... Those are two different things, I think. So.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's just there's.
Sorry, I just had to make that point.
For sure.
I temporarily blacked out. I didn't hear anything you said right now.
It's the hypocrisy, I guess. They could just, or he could have just admitted, because I don't know. They come off as like.
Well, if you want to show his real statement and not the AI deep fake.
Nah, the deep fake.
Then you can see what he says, and he acknowledges that he says that he didn't. That he says that he wasn't going to do that.
Right, I get that. But the whole point of it is like you've been telling us one thing and then you just did it. And to hold yourself as the party that's like the side that's doing all the good stuff, you're just as bad as the person you guys were pursuing this whole time as well. And that's fine. Like, I'm okay with that.
Well, yeah, to Lindsay's point, Trump would never say that.
He would just admit to it.
He just admit to it from the beginning.
And that's why he got such a favorable vote. They just prefer that upfrontness.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, this whole pardoning thing, unless there's any really like horrible implications later on that we find out from this, I don't. At its face value right now, from what I'm aware of, it's more of a funny issue than a real issue to me in my eyes. But yeah, that's where I'm at on it.
Not nobody,
dude. I thought that was pretty funny. The fact that someone did an AI of that was pretty hilarious.
What is his last family on Earth?
I'm so happy you asked, Adrian, because my next topic
I'm so happy you asked.
Has to do with a man of the family who convinced his family that they were the last family on Earth.
Oh God!
So let's
What's that show,
Lost?
Kimmy? Where
you said Lost.
No, go ahead.
I don't know. I don't watch TV shows.
There's a movie, Room. Have you guys ever seen that?
Mm-hmm.
No.
There's a show with the where she's like in an underground bunker and she thinks that she's like one of the last people on Earth, that there was a nuclear disaster. What was the show called? We watched like a season of it.
I don't know.
Anywho,
Hey, have you seen The Madness?
Yeah.
On Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
No. Have you?
No, I haven't. Is it good?
I'm one episode in. It's amazing.
All right, I'll check. I'll put a little.
Okay, so he convinces his family that they're the last family on Earth. Where do they live?
Well, let me play the video before you ask me questions, because
They're white, huh?
It was just a good story.
Oh, they're totally white, redneck.
Yeah. And to summarize that movie, Room, really quick, this chick gets kidnapped and she ends up getting raped and having a baby and being held in a shed. And
her and the baby live their whole life in just
in the
one
shed,
room.
and all they have is just a little peephole. And the little boy, the movie opens up with the little boy like looking out the peephole. And
Well, it could be a pee hole too.
It could be a pee hole. And seeing like blue sky and birds, and he's pretty much asking his mom like how many birds are out there, and how do they fit all out there in like the sky? How big is that? Because like I can't. How do they fit all that in there? You know.
Wait, this is a real movie?
This is a real movie called Room.
Wasn't it based on a true story?
Probably. I don't know. I could imagine it.
And they live their entire life in this room.
Up until the point of the movie,
Yeah.
This little boy and her mom are just kept in the shed while she's kidnapped. And
Does somebody bring them food?
Yeah, the person who's kidnapped them.
the man.
Oh,
yeah,
gotcha,
yeah,
okay.
and that's it. That's the only person he knows. But anyways, let's look at the little clip that I have here for this.
The worst cult leaders, but I had never heard of this man. This is the Runerwald's secluded family, a family that was kept in a bunker underground for 9 years by their father because he had convinced them that the world had ended. This is coming from this week's episode of the Heart Starts Pounding podcast, but this is Harriet Van Dorsten, and he felt like he was God. So one day he told his wife and 9 children that he got a vision that the world was full of evil spirits and that it was probably going to end soon. And that to combat this, they had to stay inside all of the time. He refused to let the kids go to school, and instead they had to stay in bunkers like this while he preached to them that the world was ending. But that wasn't enough, so he moved them to this secluded farmhouse. Except they didn't live in the farmhouse, they lived in a windowless room behind a hole in a cupboard that he had cut, and there was also nothing around it, so if any of the kids escaped and got above ground, they would actually think that that they were the only people left in the world, which made sense because when they got to this house, their dad told them that the world had officially ended and they were the only people left. But one day, the oldest son living in that house escaped and found a bar in town full of people, and he realized that, oh my God, the world is still operating. And that's how he started planning how he was going to get his siblings out of that situation. This whole story is unlike anything I've ever heard before, so I did a whole breakdown on this week's episode of the podcast. Check it out wherever you get your podcasts. I thought I had heard of all the worst cult leaders.
Holy
but I
shit,
So you know,
What are you guys' thoughts?
There's a show on this, right?
this has happened many times.
Is this a regular thing?
Well, people being held captive underground or against their will or whatever. I don't think
like there's
necessarily that people are being convinced that they're the only people on Earth.
That's what I thought was the compelling, funny part.
Right. But
I believed it.
I mean,
I feel like there's a Lifetime movie about this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of girls and women that get stolen and taken and held captive and aren't ever allowed to see sunlight again. So,
Right. Yeah. I mean,
the only difference is that this guy is telling his family that.
yeah.
Imagine being the oldest kid though. Walks up to a bar for the first time.
Yeah,
and
what
is
is
like?
Imagine being that
what?
kid. You're like,
Right.
that son of a bitch.
Right? What went through his head? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He must have taken a shot.
Yeah. What would you do? How do you
Drink a beer, go back and try to get my brothers and sisters.
How do you even go about life from that point? That's insane. I don't know. I just thought that
He
was
walked in a bar, had no money. Obviously, because not working.
Sees a bunch of people.
Yeah. And he's just like thrown off. Saw his first pair of boobs. That wasn't his sister's.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
That was probably wild too. I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
Like if he's a 19-year-old boy, sees some young women, he's like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's a whole other world out here.
She's way hotter than my sister.
Right?
That's fucking crazy.
Okay. All right. On to the next one. Let me ask you guys a question. Have you guys ever wanted to cuss out your boss?
Oh, yeah.
Talk shit to them? Just kind of tell them exactly how you feel?
Not my current boss, but in the past, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, not my current boss, but
What about you?
No answer.
It could be ever. It doesn't have to be your current boss.
In all your years of employment.
Come on, we could all say somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, shit.
Whoa.
And I don't know if I would say curse out. And I'm not talking about my current boss. I'm talking about like a previous boss. I don't know if I would say curse out, but wanted to be very vocal with my opinion and didn't just kind of bit my tongue.
Well, what if I told you can hire someone to cuss out your boss?
I wouldn't waste the money.
What if I told you you can hire someone to cuss out your boss?
Same. I wouldn't waste the money.
How much money are you talking about?
I don't know how much money it is, but
$5.
The point is,
I'm gonna start a podcast, and the day that I can quit that job is the day that I can
go all in on them.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, while
For
you're
free.
stuck there,
Long game. You know.
Yeah. Smart.
Well, while you're stuck there, there's this gentleman online that you can hire. You can give him your boss's info, where you work. You can kind of give him a time, date, and place on where he'll be. And he will show up in an official uniform with a clipboard of all your violations. And he will stand there in front of anywhere, in front of anyone. And you can tell him every single thing you want him to say.
Why am I not surprised
about your boss?
Wow,
that's pretty cool.
But then,
I think that's awesome.
If it's all
does he come
of
like in
the,
a suit and tie?
Yeah, if it's all
You'll
of
see in
the
a second.
things, yeah, if it's all of the things that you're mad about, like your boss doing or whatever, isn't that dumb? Because then the boss is gonna figure out who it is.
I don't know. I mean, we're gonna see one situation.
Yeah, like what
in
if you're mad that
particular.
he didn't let you bring your, pet squirrel to work, and then he cusses you out? You didn't let me bring my pet squirrel. The only one person.
Well, I want you guys to meet the CEO of the OCDA.
How was it formed?
OCDA is an acronym for Occupational Cares Diversity Affairs. And what we do is people go to my website, they file a complaint about their boss or their supervisor, anything like that. We show it to the job and we cuss their ass out. Yeah, everything you want to say to your boss, Everything you want to say to your boss that you can't
This is
say.
official business, Sal.
Y'all,
He's so
contact
serious.
This is not a
go
joke.
to our website, OCDAofficial.com, and we'll show up and say all the things you want us to say verbatim.
Is it anonymous? Like, do they know who it's
Oh
from?
yeah, the complaints are totally anonymous, but I say everything verbatim, so you can curse on your complaints.
See, because I
I'm
thought
gonna curse anyway.
I thought
What
that
is
it
that?
was.
What does your company do, and how was it formed?
OCDA is an acronym for Occupational Cares Diversity.
Okay.
Yeah, restart it.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Wow.
I thought I thought it would be kind of like better if you hired this guy to like cuss out your boss, but it was like staged as like a road rage or like just like something to just royally fuck your boss's day
On the street?
You know what I mean?
Just on the outside of work?
Yeah. Like in front of everybody so that you're like, you can't necessarily do anything because then you're like in front of work, right? You can't like react to somebody cussing you out and then
Well,
I don't know.
we're about to watch Mr. White in action,
Okay,
and it
let's-
definitely does not take place.
He's professional.
Oh yeah, this is a real business.
He said, "Oh yeah."
Oh yeah. Come on. If you guys actually need help, this guy's gonna fly out to you.
Oh, that looks like Amazon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You, Rico? Yeah. Yeah, how you doing? My name is Agent Ratliff with OSHA Cares Diversity Affairs, ID number 33712. And I was coming out here to go over some complaints with you if you had a moment. Okay, come in. I got to go over right now. These complaints was filed on you based on behalf, on your work performance dating all the way back August of 2023. Right here it says you be on the job drunk and drinking on the back of the side of the warehouse. He be messing up loads, cutting orders that don't need to be cut. He allows his team to sit around, do nothing all day. He be paying a not need girl for sex. He fire females when they be in niggas' face, but not his. And he say he be having sex with the employees
So dumb.
in dairy office. Now what's your side of the story? We try to remain unbiased in these shit. Well, I'm just reading. These complaints are coming on the employees.
But y'all take that somewhere behind closed doors?
I gotta do it right here, sir.
In front of people?
Yep, that's how it goes. Read off these complaints before we making a determined fact of who we want to let go. And they say he looked like a brand new African, jealous Nigerian. Yeah, this is for real. Bring the not need girl in. Where the not need girl at?
Who know y'all here?
OSHA Care, everybody know we here. Where the not need girl at? I'm dead serious, sir. This is a real company and these are real complaints.
You got no badge number?
Yeah, ID number 33712.
Oh, he's real. He real, don't he? Yeah, let me see it. Let me see it.
Yeah, go on, write it down, man. This is a real company and real complaint.
What's the name of the knock-knee girl? Knock-knee girl, they need a name, though.
They don't need no name. She not need. Y'all know how she look. She not need. Where Rico at? How you doing, sir? My name Agent Ratliff with OSHA Care Diversity. Huh? With OSHA Care Diversity Affairs ID number. I need you to stay right here, Rico, sir. I just want to know what's going on inside this workplace. I still need to see the not need girl.
The not needs girl.
Are they saying not knees?
Yeah, like her knees fucking like.
I don't know if there's a better person to
What
do
do
that
her
than that
knees do?
guy.
They like knock together.
Oh, knock knees.
Yeah. Knock knee? Oh.
I thought he was saying not knees.
Yeah.
Like she got no knees. Like, I don't know.
Tell me how awesome that was. That was an amazing clip.
I don't know if there's a better
great.
person to do that than that guy.
That was perfect.
I was expecting a lot more curse words.
He says verbatim.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that complaint
Yeah.
just didn't have a lot of profanity in it.
Yeah. That was a
But
professionally written.
he
complaint.
doesn't break
This is a real
character
complaint.
at all. He's like,
Yeah.
and he kept
It's
saying
not a joke.
He kept saying the
No,
badge
this
number.
is a real company and a real complaint.
She was not lying about
I
it.
love how he's respectful still. He's like, "Sir, I need you to."
Yeah.
He doesn't say. He's, "Sir, I need you to stay right
Oh
here."
yeah, professionalism
my
never left this
God,
guy.
That was amazing.
Yeah, this is great. So the guy's name is Calamar White. So
Calamari?
almost like calamari.
What-
Calamar.
What's his following? Does he have a huge following on social media?
I would assume so. Let me see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There you go.
Rico.
Professional. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Followers, 294,000 followers.
Wow. That
stand-up comedian /actor/prostitute.
We are not OSHA.
Oh man, that guy's genius.
File a complaint on our website. Let me see what his website looks like. It looks so fucking official.
This guy's a genius.
Submit a complaint. Look how fucking official this shit looks.
He's perfect for it.
Look at this guy's photo.
He's perfect for it.
Looks like a brand new African.
Hold on. Go
Is that what he
If
said?
there ever was a hustler, it is this guy right here because you are getting people to pay you to do what?
Rolling in the dough.
Hold on. Go to the OCDA employee handbook.
This is
What is
this is the beauty of social media.
Oh my god.
Master in employee requirements, masters in verbal artistry. Back talk black belt.
Wow.
Interruption imperative. Parental profanity prowess. Hygiene hero. Extra mile marathoner. iPhoniac. Ugliness unacceptable. Solo parent squad. Education, Vice virtuoso. Comeback king or queen. And pop culture pro.
Remember, what did it say? What did it say at the bottom?
Remember, we're all about breaking the mold. Be bold, be brash, but most importantly, be yourself. Unless you're boring. Welcome aboard.
Wow.
Oh man,
We should adopt that logo.
This guy is greatness.
We don't get stuff like that without social media.
Yes,
that's
so
amazing.
Be on the lookout for Calamar White. Just saying.
Man, he was extremely professional.
Yeah, I mean, at least he won't get like verbally assaulted. At least not in an aggressive way. It'll be at least a pleasant.
That was part of the requirements, is that you had to be able to take it.
Right? Yeah, he definitely does.
Say
not.
back talk black belt.
Yeah.
Oh my god, ugliness unacceptable.
Wow.
Oh my god. All right. What do I got next? I got Drake versus everybody. Drake's at it again, suing.
God.
Kind of back in the news for Kendrick, but this
Baby,
time
just let it go.
Who's he suing? Kendrick?
No, he's suing the company. He's suing the record label.
Oh,
he is suing the record label, and
UMG.
I have a video that'll quickly explain what's going on because I'm not 100% versed in like the particulars and what's going on, but this breaks it down pretty good for us. So
suing Kendrick Lamar, and you're not gonna believe why. Drake's company called Frozen Moments LLC accused UMG and Spotify of working together to unfairly boost Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, making it seem more popular than it really was. Everything from using bots to spike streaming numbers to paying influencers to talk about the song, and even tampering with Apple's Siri to redirect fans to Kendrick's music when they asked for Drizzy. All you had to do was tell Siri play Drake's Certified Lover Boy, and Not Like Us would start playing.
Hey Siri, play Certified Lover Boy on Spotify.
Now playing Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar on Spotify.
Siri, play Certified Lover Boy on Spotify.
I see dead people. Now what's also crazy is that Drake alleges that UMG tried to cover their tracks by firing employees that were loyal to Drake. Now UMG has denied all of the allegations, as they should, and Kendrick is probably just gonna keep dropping music the way he has been over the last couple of months. Do you guys think that Drake is onto something here? My name is Mario. Drop a comment and let me know your thoughts.
Wow.
Yeah, but
Buster.
I'm not mad at Drake doing this.
Yeah.
He's doing this because he's renegotiating his contract with UMG. So UMG is gonna make basically paid whatever they did to make Not Like Us try and make Drake's value go down, so that way they don't have to pay him as much money.
Shady.
It's the music industry.
Very shady.
So he's not suing Kendrick. He's
Right.
suing the
Well, now
company.
he's suing UMG, and now we'll see if they even sign him again at all.
Yeah, because he had like a weird, like a different type. I think it was like a distribution deal, or Drake's deal with UMG was different than everybody else's. Like I think he signed like a $400 million deal.
Right. I mean, this definitely feels like a little bit of like sore loser type thing. Like at this point, Drake could start his own record label, right? Like,
well, yeah, kind of. I don't know. I don't know enough about like how the I think everybody needs distribution. I think that's why everybody goes through UMG for distribution, but I'm not 100% sure how all that works. But I think that they have there's labels, but UMG owns everything still. Like, they own it, and then they also own the distribution. So even if you start your own, unless you're fully independent,
unless you own your masters or whatever,
Which she's
I don't
trying
know how
to do.
Yeah.
She's trying to do.
Well, I mean, if that could work in his favor, if his masters are less expensive, if they're not worth as much, you know.
I mean, that's what he's doing. That's why he's suing him, because he's saying that UMG was trying to basically devalue him.
Right.
But what he's claiming UMG did that works against Drake is what Drake has always done, though. Like, this is what Meek Mill was saying when Drake and Meek Mill were beefing.
Yeah.
This is literally what Meek Mill said, that this is what Drake is doing. He uses bots, and
he's done this, right?
He's done this. So, but now the complaint is,
how funny.
Against him.
You
now
were
it's
accused of the same shit, and now you're accusing everybody of the same
So
shit.
he looks corny, like suing, even getting involved with this. But if you look at what's actually going on, it seems like a good thing for him to do.
I mean,
because he's still needs to renegotiate. To he still wants to make as much money as he can.
Again, I think he looks like a sore loser.
Yeah, he's gonna. He lost his battle.
He didn't like that Kendrick got picked for the Super Bowl. He didn't like that Kendrick was, the biggest streams or whatever, on top of being called a pedophile. So, Yeah. But if the shoe fits,
Drake's still #1 stream this year.
I thought that Kendrick passed him.
Not for the year as a total.
Oh, for the year. Okay.
No, because Drake's been putting out music all year.
And but Kendrick's music has soared since this.
Yeah. I mean, you have 5-year-olds running around saying A minor. Like,
my kid says that shit.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Now you're gonna have 5-year-olds running around yelling mustard. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, but anywho, that was fun. But someone Kendrick is beefing with is I don't know if you guys heard on his
Schultz.
On his first song of his album, he makes a claim towards a white rapper who made comments on black women.
No, white comedian.
A white comedian making comments on a black woman.
Here we go again.
That's law. That's law. To quote the song. No white comedian can make comments about black women. That's law. So Schultz, being the guy that he is, anybody can get these jokes. He says that all the time. So he put out a brilliant response.
Please tell me you're gonna play it.
I got great news for you, Sal.
I
am gonna play it. I just don't remember if that's my first clip, but I do got a clip. First clip, it's in here.
Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman that's long. I know probably gonna work for them.
Wait, what is the black girlfriend effect? This is
you don't know about this?
glow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend. All of a sudden, he's got buzz cut, clean shape up. Glows up, bro.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that.
They shave their hair because they start losing it because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the time. That's why they gotta shave their hair.
Nah, bro. White guys with black girlfriends, they
grow a beard because there's more cushion when they get slapped the out of.
Don't let no white comedian talk about.
Okay, so that was the context provided for Kendrick's line in the song, and
Kendrick's smart, man.
Kendrick made it, or should I say, Andrew made it to a what I don't know. I would say #1 album in the country right now. He's trending.
I mean, how many people? A lot of people probably had no idea who that guy was.
Kendrick's smart.
Who, Andrew Schultz?
Yeah.
He's pretty popular in his own right. He's not as big as Kendrick, especially not in hip hop, but
right. And so all these people listening to this song probably had no idea who he was.
He's huge in the comedian world.
Yeah. Comedy wise, in the Joe Rogan sphere, people know who Andrew Schultz. So he's a decent sized following.
Well, I didn't know who.
Which is great. He's a very, very good comedian.
Which I think that's why Kendrick is brilliant.
He's not that great. I've never heard of him.
He's Schultz. Schultz is funny.
Hilarious.
He's funny.
He's funny. So
and a lot of people in hip hop know him too because he started his career with Charlamagne the God.
He has that podcast with Charlamagne. So that kind of gives him that ticket into hip hop. But even still, Schultz is grew up in New York. Always he talks about hip hop.
Where in New York though?
I don't know specifically. But
well, because I mean, upstate New York is wildly different than New York City.
No, I think in one of the boroughs, right?
I have no idea, to be honest.
I think I don't know. I think he talks about it, but he did grow up his whole life there.
And he talks about hip hop. The conversation people are kind of upset with, because some people do stand by what Kendrick said. You know, being white shouldn't have any business speaking on black women. I think that could be like a whole different conversation, a whole different like thing to kind of like discuss. But in terms of,
it's like gatekeeping culture, like certain people shouldn't be able to talk about certain things
Sure,
if you don't know about it or you didn't grow up in it.
I mean,
there's an argument that the black woman is the most disrespected, like person on the planet.
That's an argument.
Yeah,
you know, I don't know where I land on that. Gatekeep wise, I don't know. That's me personally. I never say absolutely anything. People shouldn't do this or that. Absolutely. But to me, Schultz is a comedian, you know, and he makes jokes, and you know,
I think everything is fair game in comedy.
It's not meant to be taken serious, you know. And I think the moment we start getting offended at everything is the moment we lose.
I mean, I think if anything, it was just really a bad joke about why men lose their hair, you know, regardless of the fact of if it was because a black woman is hitting him.
Sure, it's just a stereotype.
Or yeah, you know,
maybe
for
it's a bad one. Maybe,
right. I mean,
know.
because the same stereotype could be said of Mexican women or
men.
Yeah, or
maybe,
Mexican.
maybe chicks.
I dated a black woman. She never hit me.
Say that again.
I said I dated a black woman. She never hit me.
See, boom, stereotype debunked.
Right, but I mean that's.
And
he
has a beard.
Yeah,
I have a beard.
Boom, never had to use it for padding.
Never.
Debunked.
But like that's a good point. Lindsay brings up, like, what if they would have said the Mexican or the Latina girl effect, and he's like, "What's that?" Because he to me he legitimately asked the question, like not knowing what the black girl effect was, and then they explained everything they explained, but you substitute black girl for Latino girl, he might say those same jokes.
He would have.
I mean, it's
for sure he would have.
Because there might be like a black girlfriend effect, but there's also like a black boyfriend effect, or like, you know, like it could go both ways.
Around.
Yeah, it could go all the way. Like
the point is, I don't think we should be so uptight about jokes coming from anybody in any direction.
Yeah. Isn't this the same? No, this isn't the same guy that made the floating trash Puerto Rico joke.
It's Tony.
It's the same group. It's in the Joe Rogan sphere. Right.
Okay.
Same group of guys. A lot of them have said it was just a bad joke Tony made. But whatever. He's a comic. He has the liberty to try to throw out a joke out there.
Right.
If it
Part of the
funny,
micro penis gang. Got it.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they're called.
Joe Rogan says that somebody should have proofread Tony's I guess script before he went on there. Nobody proofread it. They just told him to take one joke out.
Yeah.
And he took that joke out.
And he replaced it with that one?
Yeah, and he replaced it with that one, but nobody proofread it. They just said, you know, like,
that's a good call. Yeah. All right. So let's take a look at Andrew's response.
It's very Mike Tyson-ish, this response.
Mike Tyson.
You want to squabble up with Kenny?
That fuck him up.
Like, first of all, Kendrick's people and the gang affiliate, you know, everybody, his security, they will kill me. They will destroy me. But just Kendrick, I would make love to him. There's nothing he could do about it. Just Kendrick Lamar, I would make love to him, and the only thing that he could do is decide if it's consensual or not.
Why you trolling like a bitch? Ain't you tired?
There's nothing he could physically do to stop that, besides put his legs in the air and choose a position. Maybe I'll let him choose a position. Like, whap. Let me suck it up. Put your legs up in the air, sea walk in the sky, and make a little thigh pussy for your boy. That's not gay. I need you like this. I mean, look at him. Pussy, but I need it to be like two.
Oh my God. So he had a series of more funny comments led up by that, but that was essentially the tone of his response. It was another joke.
On brand for Schultz.
Another joke.
Were the people that were on the show with him, were they offended at all?
These guys that are on his right here?
Yeah.
No, they're part of his cast, and a lot of them are comics.
Because my point of view on a lot of these things, like, if you don't like it, just turn it off or whatever. But you also have the right of, if you don't like it, then you can also say something. Like, that's part of America, right?
100%.
So, I mean, and then he also had his right to respond and put his ass up in the air and show that he's ready to take it.
Making a thigh pussy.
Yeah,
That
I guess,
is wild.
whatever. So
that is wild. That's such a good response, though, just because it's all jokes, and I hope it can kind of just be seen as that.
But just that, 20 seconds we watched, was ridiculous.
It was so funny.
Like he killed him in 20 seconds.
Yeah. And
he's not even. I don't even think he's really trying to go at him. He
just said straight up, him and Kendrick straight up, he'll take him in a funny way.
I don't know. Doesn't Andrew Schultz box and do jiu-jitsu?
He does boxing for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because I thought he's talked about it before.
Maybe he tried it and mentioned it, but I know for sure the boxing thing. There's a lot of clips of him online, like showing off. He got some pretty decent hands on him for boxing, for sure.
Yeah.
Which is probably why he's so confident. Like Kendrick, he's tiny.
He's like 5'3",
little hippie guy. Little.
And Schultz is not that small.
No, he's a tall dude. So I mean, I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't think it's that serious. It's just all jokes.
Yeah, I don't think there's like a beef or just like a problem.
Right. He even shouts him out at the end. Yeah. At the end of all this, he tells him,
yeah.
At the end of the day, it's all love for Kendrick. Mm-hmm. The point is, anyone can get jokes, and he repeats that again. Anyone can get these jokes,
right?
And he tries to make that
I
the
think
point.
that one is making jokes and one is taking it seriously, and like
and I don't know, but it obviously spins off to like, well, can white this or that make comments about black this or that? And I don't think it should go that far, like I don't think it's that serious. Because if it was done in reverse, it would come off very like racist, and I don't think that's the fair way to go about anything. It should be like, if it's racist for white people to say that, like, oh, I don't think any black people should have any say in what white people do. It sounds bad. So why would it be okay to say it in the inverse?
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that's just how I measure things, when it comes to stuff like this. But I get it. There's context. There's history. A lot of things go into it, but...
You think Kendrick did it on purpose to just bring more media attention to him? Like, because now we're all talking about it, right?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I mean, I think that Kendrick is not just a rapper just to like be a rapper and make words rhyme. Like Kendrick, I think, is a rapper that has like a deeper level to it. Like he's actually saying things and like trying to bring attention to things.
What do they call him? Conscious rap?
Yeah. Like kind of like he seems like a Nipsey Hussle type of thing where he's got like a community.
Sure.
He's trying to like build the community, coming from Compton, South Central, right? Like, so, and then to be somebody who made it out and didn't really get involved in gangs or whatever, like, so, yeah. I mean, I think that, sure. Yeah. I mean, Kendrick, if that's his thing, to be the conscious rapper, to have a point, then that's going to be what it is.
Yeah.
Joker's going to joke, rapper's going to rap,
Like that. Anybody have anything else to add to that?
Nah, I just thought it was funny.
Okay.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think it's gonna escalate. I hope it doesn't. Like, I hope it doesn't turn into like
it shouldn't. That would look so lame. That would look so lame if Kendrick.
Drake would do it. Drake would probably write a whole song.
The optics of Kendrick sought out like beat down on a comedian for saying
how
a
much
joke,
of it is just Kendrick saw the clip and was like, all right, well, this sounds good. This is something I want to say. Like, it doesn't have to really.
And the mediums will never even like match each other. Like, so Kendrick writes a song about Andrew Schultz,
and Andrew Schultz just tells a joke.
He's gonna write a joke,
right,
about Kendrick.
Yeah.
Like, how does anybody compete? That's not even a competition anymore. Because I mean.
And then what? Andrew Schultz is gonna sue TikTok for like with the algorithm and making Kendrick look better.
Yeah.
Like,
what if another man says, "I will make love to you"? That's kind of wild.
That's a crazy comeback.
That's kind of wild.
That's a crazy comeback.
That's like some Mike Tyson shit.
And he said,
Mike Tyson used to say
the only decision he has to make is if it's consensual or not.
That's right.
That's wild, bro.
That is pretty aggressive.
He said some
Like if I'm on the receiving end of that comment,
Yeah.
That was kind of mild.
Those almost like fighting words. Like that's kind of wild.
Mike Tyson used to say, "I will fuck you till you love me." F word.
Yeah.
What about? Well, it's like I feel like that's maybe it's just me. Don't you feel like right now there's this thing with a lot of these media content creators and social media influencers? They're trying to spark feuds with other people to get a lot more views and likes, and
that's a lot of it's called clout chasing.
Yeah,
that's all it is. They just
that's
try
the game plan. You generate interest. That's how 50 Cent got
manufacture views.
Mm-hmm.
That's why 50 Cent went at everybody in the Ghetto Quran. The first song, How to Rub.
Yeah, there you go.
It went at everybody to get attention.
Like the Brendan Schwab and Nate Diaz drama.
Sure, yeah,
like same thing. They're just
it's never gonna happen. So
I don't think it will either.
So why?
But
Schwab
it is
would
what
destroy
it is.
that kid.
He would.
What happened?
Schwab would destroy it. I know Nate Diaz is a badass, but it's just too big.
I think so too.
Too big.
They both know jiu-jitsu enough. They both know how to fight.
They're both like equal
One's
level.
just heavier. So.
One's just way bigger.
That's a big boy, Brandon Schwab.
We saw him. He's
huge.
I didn't know he was that big because people say he's like really tall and big, and he used to be a professional fighter and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You don't realize he's big when you see him in person.
Right.
So if you're saying that him and Nate are pretty equal, I don't see how Nate has a chance.
Right.
These cards have been staring at me this entire show.
All right, hold on. Before we get to the cards, does anybody have anything else topic-wise they need to go over or anything? No? Yes? No? Okay. Well then, yeah, let's... First, because me and... I don't... Unless you know about cards. We know nothing about what you guys have here at the table.
I don't know anything about these cards.
So maybe if you guys can give us a quick briefing on what's going on here at the table and why this is maybe even noteworthy to do on the pod.
I guess you can tell why we even got the cards. It's a pretty cool story of how you found your Pokemon
I had a bunch
cards.
of Pokemon cards in a binder underneath my bed for 20-something years, and Adrian told me, you could probably get some money for these cards. And I was like, no, I can't get no money for these cards. And then we went and got some of them graded. So we sent them to PSA. I guess they clean them up. They look at them. They evaluate them. They give them a grade from 1 to 10. 10 being the best. If you have a PSA 10, that card is like pretty much perfect. It's in mint condition. And then depending on the card, they're, people buy them. So I took all these cards in, and lo and behold, there's some money there. I thought I was like maybe sitting on $50,000. No, not even close. But there's some money there. And so I went and picked up some of the cards that sold recently. And then I was at the store and I asked the guys that work there, I said, hey, I don't know anything about baseball cards. What are some good packs to buy? And they told me these for a couple different reasons. But I don't really remember the reasons. He probably knows the reasons.
What do they go for? These 3 packs like individually?
These are $18 a pack.
Oh, okay. And
there's
then
only 4 cards in a pack.
And you may potentially have a multi-$1,000 card in these packs.
I don't know about that.
But is that a thing? Has that happened? That happens?
Yeah. I mean,
that's a potential. It's like a lottery thing.
I bought a card. I bought a pack.
The card might not be worth anything necessarily right now.
It can be. They're worth money raw, but is
that what that means?
Yeah. So anything that you open right away, unless it's graded, it's considered raw.
No, but I'm saying so this is a 2024 card. Whereas something could happen with one of the players from now.
Perfect example, Wander Franco. While I was living with Sal, I bought a pack. It was like $6. Got a autograph redemption Wander Franco card. I sold it for $1,900 back to the shop. From $6 card, instantly sold it right back because he was the hottest guy.
Oh, you didn't get it graded?
I didn't even redeem it. It was a redemption. And then sold it right back to him. And then a year later, Wander Franco ends up, he's out of the league. He had all kinds of charges against him. So, yeah, I mean, anything can happen. But right now, these cards are so hot because Paul Skeens, his actual rookie card, his first legitimate rookie card is in series only. There's series 1, series 2, and then update. This is Chrome update, right?
Is that why these are so popular?
Yeah. Let me see. I'm pretty sure
it's update series.
Yeah, so it's update. So there's always series 1, series 2, and then there's the update series. Update series will have rookies that they missed, or cards that will show the first time like Paul Skeens threw his very first pitch, that'll be its own card in the update series.
So what we're
And
about
people
to
are
do?
people are chasing Paul Skeens,
And Paul Skeens is the
rookie of the year, NL rookie of the year
This year.
Yeah,
But then
pitcher for the Pirates.
But I mean, there could be somebody in here who's super underrated. Nobody even really fucking cares about.
Yeah.
And then 10 years down the road, they're
The greatest of all time.
yeah. And okay.
I think like Steph Curry is a good example. I don't think Steph Curry rookie card at the time in 08. I mean, I had one.
Didn't
No
mean
one
shit,
really
right.
knew.
Right.
You know, then later on down the road, he has a career that he has, and that rookie
Right.
card is
Okay.
goes for so much money.
Or like
That's part of the game.
The
but-
Menendez brothers card,
Right,
basketball card, right? That was a pretty interesting card.
Yeah, I mean it's all gambling.
Mhm.
It's all like a lottery. It's like
Interesting.
essentially a scratcher, but
Right.
Yeah,
it's
'cause you
fun.
have people
Right.
It's fun.
like
Right.
Ryan Leaf and Jamarcus Russell. Like when they came into the league, they were two of like the most.
Jamarcus Russell.
You remember that? They were like two of the most coveted rookies, and they were supposed to have these illustrious careers and be.
Yeah. I remember my homie
And then they
Frank.
both were bust.
You remember Frank?
Yeah.
I think you might know Frank.
Yeah.
He bought a authentic Jamarcus Russell jersey, like $300 jersey. That's when we first started working at Champs, and I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
And then he ended up.
The guy was able to
blowing.
throw what, like a 60-yard pass from one knee
Yeah.
during his combine.
Oh
shit,
yeah.
right.
He crushed the combine. That's
Yeah.
why they were so like
His
he's
numbers were insane.
he was supposed to be, Patrick Mahomes. Like
Sure.
he was, but
Yeah.
he was a bust.
Totally.
And to give context of what we're doing here, are we going to open these up right now to see what we have?
Yeah, I'll let Adrian open them up
Is
because
that
I don't
what
even
we're
know how
about
to
to do?
open these the right way without scuffing the cards.
Just
Okay, yeah.
Everyone open up one. Just
All right,
open it up.
here, you guys can all open one pack.
Go ahead, babe. Go ahead. Open that
Wanna
up.
open this one up?
Oh, I don't.
Just I guess just be careful with the cards because if there is anything valuable in there, I'm gonna get it graded.
Oh, they come apart pretty easy.
Yeah, it's a
Quick little rip.
flimsy package.
All right. So are we just going to kind
You're
of.
looking for Paul
Wait,
Skeens
maybe you should do
or
one at a
other-
time.
Yeah,
one at a
that's what I
time.
mean.
Hold
Yeah.
on, hold on. Let Lindsay go first. Hold on, let Lindsay go first.
All right. I'm just going to pull it like this.
Yeah.
I have Ahmed Rosario.
So what are we reading to look at whether it's valuable or not?
I have no idea. That's why he's here. Like he'll tell me that's probably worth nothing.
Yeah, it's probably just a base card. There's different variations. If you get a colored card, it'll tell you.
Hold it by the sides.
What
Yeah.
color?
Oh.
What color?
Yeah. There's different colors. There's like green is limited to I think 150. There's like a green sparkle. I mean, you'll know when you pull the card. It'll tell you. There's like a little barcode on there.
I honestly
Out of
don't know.
50,
That's why
out
I
of
saved him to
55.
open up in front of him.
It'll look different. Yeah.
All right. What else you got in there?
Because that one looks special, but that probably
That's
worth
just,
nothing.
yeah, it's just a base card. Might be a refractor. It looks kind of shiny. and rare.
Lane Thomas.
I don't even know who that is.
Does it look different?
Guardians.
Guardians. Well, no. I mean, aside from the fact that this is like orange.
Is this a refractor?
But this is
What is
It'll
refractor?
say refractor on the back.
No, right?
Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, it is.
What does that mean?
Refractor. So refractors are a little bit more on the shiny holographic side.
Oh.
So like there's base where it's just shiny, and then the refractor, like the colors are a lot more vibrant, and you can tell because at the top on the back it says refractor on the top right hand side.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You freaking.
So
refractor.
like there's a base card, and then there's like a refractor version of it that's always worth more because they're harder to find. Like the '90s refractors, Kobe's and Jordans, worth so much money.
What? Crazy.
Justin Turner. This one is not.
Yeah.
Nobody.
I mean, oh, this is Padres. I'm not speaking into the mic.
Oh, I think that's the rookie.
Yuki Matsui.
Yuki Matsui.
Is that a good one?
Is that a guy? That's a guy.
The rookie. Oh, is it shiny? I don't know. I can't see.
No, it's not a refractor. It doesn't say the refractor at
Does
the
it have
top.
little squares on it when you look at in the front? Or is it just like a base?
Oh yeah, I mean, kind of.
It does say RC. I don't know what that means.
The RC means rookie.
Oh, I was like, it does say RC. Is that refractor?
No, this is just a base.
Base.
Card. Mhm.
All right, cool that it's Padres.
So none of these are probably worth anything.
No.
Got it.
It's all just base stuff.
Should I go next?
Yeah, go for it.
I have a Bobby Witt Jr.
Yes.
Kansas City Royals. I don't
Probably the All-Star card.
know.
Yeah, All-Star at the top from the All-Star game.
Is this a thing? This is a nothing card, or is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a. If you like the player, then Yeah, I mean, I guess for our purposes here, we're hoping to find something crazy. That's not.
He was one of the best rookies though this year. Is he a rookie this year?
No, last year.
Okay, I was about to say that's.
No, yeah, that was good.
He's good though.
All right, next up, I have a Daryl Nice.
I don't even know who that is.
Don't know who that is either.
No, rookie.
No, still nothing. No, no.
I don't think so.
And then a Christian Scott, pitcher from the New York Mets.
I have no idea who that is.
I don't know who that is either. Don't.
Nope.
Sorry. Yeah.
Rookie. So anything with the RC logo is a rookie.
And then a Chris Bubick. Kansas City Royals pitcher.
Is he a rookie this year? No.
No. There's no rookie logo.
No.
All
I got.
That means Adrian has
We got the winner?
the moneymaker.
Got the $1 million card. What's the most?
Wouldn't that be crazy if he
Do it
the
live
most
on-
for that a
on
card
the
went
pod?
for?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Adrian would know that.
I think I can Google that.
Probably like $500,000.
How would I
For a
Google
card?
How would
For
I
a card?
Google, how would I
More?
Yeah.
Millions?
How would I Google that? The most expensive.
Most expensive. Just look for Jordan, like the most expensive Jordan. Well, the most expensive baseball card is going to be that. What is it called?
Ever.
It's a small card, T203 or something like, or the Mickey Mantle, the 52 Mantle.
Ooh, Mickey Mantle sold for $12.6 million.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
For a piece of essentially cardboard paper.
For a
Like,
baseball card.
That's
pretty
wild.
Cool. It was their rookie debut, Evan Carter.
Oh.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Maverick Carter?
There you go. A rookie autograph of Jorge Barrosa.
I don't even know who
Sparkle.
that is.
So this is limited to $2.99 purple sparkle rookie autograph.
I like
this
it.
If this would have been like a player, like a good player, good rookie, this would have been worth some good money. But
Too bad he sucks.
Right?
He's a hitter, so it could be worth something. It'd be something worth to keep. Definitely sleeve it up. It's a rookie.
How do you guys find out which cards mean what? You guys just already know offhand?
He already knows the stuff. I don't know anything he's saying right now. He just knows the stuff already.
Blaze Alexander. Yeah, I'm like that. You know how kids watch other kids open up toys and stuff?
Yeah.
I watch people open up cards on YouTube when I'm about
Is
to go
this
to
something
sleep.
you and Julian do, or
No, it's just I do
Just
it.
you? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I used to collect cards a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So it was like me reliving childhood.
My dad
Getting into cards
has
again.
recently told me about he looks at money
That's a good
for
one,
serial numbers or like imperfections
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah,
because
$2
that's a
bills.
pretty like, I mean, there's all kinds
yeah.
of people look at the serial numbers on bills and they look for like patterns in the numbers, or they look for numbers that are like dates, important dates, like the signing of a declaration, I guess, is one of the dates that could be in the serial number. But yeah, that makes the money itself actually more valuable. Pretty interesting.
Yeah. There's a market for almost anything.
Oh, yeah.
And especially for collectors, because like if you collect something really niche, like most of the time those people have money. They'll spend it.
Yeah. Probably got
this is the
TISM too.
Yeah. the TISM is ticking. I know my TISM goes crazy when I'm going to cards.
Right. I
Tickle
mean,
my
everybody
TISM.
has their
Tism tickled in some way.
Yours is the podcast now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's starting to tickle my tism real good around here.
So.
All right. That was fun.
Cool.
That was good stuff. I like that. Any last things before we end the pod?
No, I'm hungry.
I'm always hungry after the end after we end the pod.
All right. Well, great show, everybody. I thought that was a lot of fun. Good stuff. Good content we went over. And with that said, please don't forget to like, follow, subscribe our YouTube page, our Instagram page, and we are now live on the following streams for our podcast: Spotify, Amazon Music, Castbox, iHeartRadio, and Pocket Casts. So there are many different outlets, free outlets. A couple of these are free that you can tune in, follow our show, where we'll be putting them out.
And did you not say YouTube?
Yeah. Follow us
Okay.
on YouTube, follow, subscribe YouTube, preferably YouTube. I love YouTube. They have their own podcast section in YouTube.
YouTube, we love you.
Yeah, YouTube, love you.
We watch you every day.
And yeah, follow us along on our journey. It's just the beginning. We're posting every 2 weeks. So we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.